Judgment time.
Welcome to Everything Comes Back to 2000AD, and today I'm joined by Stephen, Dr. Fauci Rossy.
Mr. Rossy, what you want? Oh, the tree of ice cream cones, a cocoa castle full of home, custard cakes, coffee breaks, holiday, we're on the same.
Send them to jail. It's only going to be for maybe 5 or 10 years. Anyway, yes, hello. It's hotter than hell. My walls are all torn out to prevent mold from the flooding we had a week or two ago. You can hear them wheezing away in the background. And today's episode is brought to you by Arctic Vibe by Celsius.
Mr. John Burtis.
Hello to all you rockers out there from a sweltering Maidstone in the Garden of England, where my good lady has gone up to London with their friends, where it'll be nice and hot in the city. And
it's English flag underpants on the head time for John.
That's right. And I have not got mold in my walls because they're not covered in fucking years of spunk where they've had to fucking go through them. So I'm okay. But all the windows are open, and I've got my pint of Coca-Cola, which yet again, when I said I'll have a pint of Coke, somebody went, Coors, and I went, fucking hell, this is a fucking English accent I'm speaking with. It may be from the northeast, but I fucking speak correctly.
Now listen. Imagine if they had trouble with your accent, how they're going to listen to the Rogue Trooper movie.
I know. Oh, well, the funniest one with Pete was when he was over at the what was it called at the time? Well, let's say it was Lawgiver at the time.
Yeah, it was Lawgiver, I think.
Yeah, he was at the airport, and he asked
Lawless.
Lawless, yeah. And he asked for...
Are you talking about hold on, Pete Stewart or Pete Wells?
Pete Wells.
Oh, okay. It would have been Lawgiver.
Either or, actually.
Pete Wells, who I'll say this for comedic effect. Pete Wells, the Geordie. He's not a Geordie. He's a Mackham. But anyway, he I know.
That's a sin.
I know. And he went and he ordered a cup of tea. And when they called out his name, and it was a cappuccino. And he went, I didn't ask for that. What he'd asked when she'd given all this stuff, he went, I'll have a cup of tea though. So she thought he said a cappuccino. So that's Pete's one that he likes to tell me about.
Wow.
But yeah.
What the hell?
I know. Anyway, let's...
Nobody can speak the King's English properly in the UK.
I know. Then you've got people like fucking... Scottish people who fucking talk in the weirdest of accents. You know what I mean? You got...
Yeah, Pete Stewart has a thick kind of accent.
Yeah,
not the worst Scottish I've heard, but it's very thick.
Pete definitely isn't of the lovely little lilt. It's he speaks to you saying a nice thing, and you feel as though he wants to headbutt you.
Yeah, it's kind of like an angry German.
That's right.
Brogue, the word I'm looking for.
No, I think that I don't know, brogue. How you would class that? We normally say thick because you've got the soft lilt, and there's always, if it's a thick, you've got thick. The very thick for I always think is probably the worst one is the Scouse accent.
Oh,
you've got a thick,
horrible accent.
Yeah, a thick Brummie, a thick Geordie accent. Them are the sort of thick accents where it's really difficult, and apparently the hardest accent to hear when it's really thick is the Geordie. But when they have a nice soft lilt, it's very nice. It's very nice on the ear. Same with the different
The
versions.
hilt for the totally tropical taste.
That's right. And they're same with the Irish. You know what I mean? You've got like a really thick Irish accent, depending on where they're from. But when they do the nice soft lilt, which they normally use in all the films, just for you, Rossy. You just go, oh my God, everyone sounds like that. It's just wonderful. And then you get there and you go, fucking hell, what world am I in? It's fucking unbelievable.
Why
you doing all right, mister? How's it going? You doing all right? You're fine, are you?
Why doesn't it have subtitles? Yeah, it's like watching Snatch without subtitles.
Well, you'll be able to get, I'm sure you've got glasses now that can give you subtitles underneath.
No, are you kidding? That's Illuminati spies on everything.
I watched a thing on the TV where they were demonstrating that only a few months back, where it was given the words that somebody was saying. It's for it was helping deaf people.
You know, me feeding public domain sci-fi stories to AI is one thing. That's just gonna tell it that I'm a boring idiot. But I'm not gonna be like showing it like, oh, this is where I work, and this is the bus line I take, and this is the guy on crack who smells like shit in the bus, and this is they don't need to know everything about my life.
Well, if somebody's holding you up with a knife and they're telling you to give them everything and you can't quite hear what they're saying, I think them words that pop up on your glasses help you from being stabbed.
Oh, catching a fade's the international language, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then talking about stabbing people and dying, let's talk about deaths, baby. Now, I've only got a few this week because not enough people have died. And you know what will happen? As soon as we're fucking halfway through, the notifications will come through that fucking that Phil Collins is dead or something like that, because I think he's near death. And I think Clint Eastwood will be gone soon. So come on, fucking lads, die. But first up, we have Ronnie Ledrew, age 78, Canadian-born British puppeteer. And he is famous for being the puppeteer Zippy from the television series Rainbow.
Oh, wow.
I mean, come on, anyone of our age from the UK,
Zippy.
Zippy is just the god of the mad children's TV, and he is now gone.
Is he that disc-shaped one?
He's the one, where he has a zip on his mouth where when they pull it and he shuts up.
Oh.
He's like a yellow colour. A yellowy, just slightly off yellow, probably. I got Cowan a T-shirt where it had his cloth head stitched on, and you can pull the zip across the tits. And and I also,
you're a good husband, John.
I know. And then when Sam loved Rainbow, and got bigger and bigger, the T-shirt became his until he obviously outgrew it. And I also got her a little zippy plushy figure. You know what I mean? So,
that's Jeffrey.
That's it, yeah. I mean, there were a bunch of weirdos in that fucking house, you know what I mean? But it was hilarious.
Well, the fact that they have a puppet with a zip over his mouth, it's like, that's all kind of like, what the hell?
I know.
Well, now that you know what you know.
That's it. Well, we know most of the people from the 70s.
Was he playing with his twanger before he kicked the dirt?
We've got a slate beer mat thing in the conservatoire with that on it.
Have you seen that clip, Rossy?
Of what?
Of Rainbow, where they're talking about playing with their twangers.
No.
Oh, I'll have to find that. That's an old one. I'll have to find that for you and send it to you.
Yeah, and everyone used to say that Rod, Jane, and Freddie would have a threesome. And that was at school. So there we are. We have Ronnie, and then I got this one, which was just to make sure I can get the exact wording of the thing that I need. Oh, God, where's it fucking gone? Oh, God, I'll come back to that, actually, because I'll do this one next. Then we got, here he is, Vincent Pastore, aged 84, American actor. And he was in something I never watched. He was in Sopranos. Salvatore, Big Pussy, Bon Pensiero.
That show was a great show until the very last episode.
I know
the ending of that episode was like one of the worst moments of TV.
Yeah, and
it was such a Nicolai Dante ending.
Oh yeah, but weirdly, he was in that. He got a Screen Actors Guild Award. He was also in stuff like, I don't know, he's like sort of typecasting these things, I think. Goodfellas, Carlitos Way, Gotti, Mickey Blue Eyes, things like that. But he was also
he's totally typecast.
Yeah, he's in Law and Order.
All you do is take a look at him, and that's who you cast him as. You don't cast him as anything else. Same with the other guy. The grey hair. He was pretty funny too. He was a real gangster in real life.
Yeah,
and he became an actor. I can't remember his name.
Wasn't the big pussy guy pretty much like on Howard Stern and all those kind of shows?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan. He was pretty much like the same guy. Like really acting.
Yeah.
But he was in stuff like this on the television: Law and Order, Taking the Heat, loads of Law and Orders, different names. He was John Forini in one of them. Jack in another. He was in The Last Dawn. He was
Ollie Walnuts. That's what I'm thinking of.
All right.
Yeah, he's another one. If you saw his picture, you go, "Oh yeah, he's definitely typecast. He's not going to get any other roles."
Yeah. He was in The Practice. Fuck me, tons of stuff. Aqua Teen Hunger Force as the voice of Terry. He was in Blue Bloods. He was in Hawaii Five-0. These are the latest stuff, obviously. The Curse, and he was currently in the TV series Yellow Jackets. He did some theatre work. He did Chicago, Bullets Over Broadway, and Queen for a Day. He was in a video game, The Sopranos, Road to Respect. Music video, David Matthews Band, and the song was Every Day, and he played himself. In films, there's one film title which I'm hoping I'll see as I scroll down again, so it just made me laugh. He started off in a film called Black Roses as Tony's dad. Then he was in things like Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, obviously Goodfellas, Men of Respect, Awakenings, New Jack City, Who's the Man? This is my favourite one. He was a bodyguard in Minge's Alley. Who doesn't want to go down Minge's Alley and have a sniff around? Basketball Diaries, Money Train, Sunset Park, Joe's Apartment, The Deli, Six Way to Sunday, The Hurricane. And when you look at his names, they're all very Italian. Angelo, Vinny, Sal, Jimmy, Tony, Uncle Lou. Everything is this. Juices Wild, American Cousins, Spider-Man 2. He was just a train passenger on that. I reckon that was just a nice little. Do you fancy being in this? Revolver, Bachelor Party Vegas, Last Request. This is a good one. Oy vey, my son is gay. So he was in that as Carmine Ferraro.
Oh yeah, Carmine.
Surviving Family, Once Upon a Time in Brooklyn, The Family Torture Chamber, I'm in Love with a Church Girl. Fuck me, it's just a mixture of all sorts of stuff that I've never even heard of. Vault, Bottom of the Ninth, Birthday Cake, Spinning Gold, and the final one is posthumous release, Bad News on the Doorstep. Right, so that's him gone. Now, let's go back to the one that I said is a Rossy one. It's Plinio Apeleo Mendoza, aged 95, and he was a Colombian journalist and reporter who wrote a book all about Rossy. And it was called Guide to the Perfect Latin American Idiot.
Oh, God.
Oh, when I saw that pop up my feed, I just thought, this is just too good, even though there's no relevance anywhere else in him for anything that we do apart from that one book. Fucking lovely. You should buy that book, just have it on your shelf.
Oh, yeah.
My God, he also did another one as a co-author called The Return of the Idiot. And that was in 2007.
Oh, wow. The first one must have done well. Yeah.
Yeah, A Guide to the Perfect Latin American Idiot. 1996, that was.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's all I've got on all the deaths, sadly. I mean, like I say, I've just been watching a bit about Phil Collins and his kids being called to him and all this. I didn't bother opening the thing.
Oh, it's at that stage.
But it's looking bad. But I always look at stuff like all of a sudden out of nowhere, where Clint Eastwood doesn't do anything at all, and he looked fucking very old and frail not long ago. He just suddenly became really old looking. So I'm putting him down for the next couple of years. But yeah, the Phil Collins one just like it's come out of the blue on that one. And who knows? It might be all bollocks, but we'll just wait and see.
We should make it worth our while and have a celebrity death pool. Oh, did somebody?
No, we haven't got
somebody
any
actually.
death. Well, we got a Flint death, but then we'll go into the magic of Dan. Well,
the death I have is the death of Dr. Fauci's private life.
I fucking knew it. I knew it.
He's absolutely cooked. I mean, the 111 times he pleaded the fifth. It was absolutely ridiculous because you can get I'll do 3 or 4 questions. I'll plead the fifth, but 111, he guilty as fuck, man. And that diary that came out, he was like a giddy little schoolgirl. Dear diary, I met with Kim Kardashian today. You know, it was like unbelievable. I think
believe what happened to me in the men's dressing room at Target today.
yeah, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, a narcissistic son of a bitch. And everything he said in public, he was contradicting in private. He knew that the leak came from the lab. I remember seeing an image of him, like a video clip of him, where Trump was talking about the China virus, because he always called it China virus, and it came from the Wuhan lab, and you see him in the background having a fucking smirk on his face.
Right.
Like as if Trump's an idiot kind of thing. And I'm like, oh my God, he is totally fucked, absolutely fucked. The thing is, when you use a government computer like that and you try and erase things, it doesn't go away. It's there forever. And they found it all. They found every single bit. And he's done, even some Democrat friends and liberal friends are like, oh my God. The one woman that's on the Young Turks, she was like, oh, he should be in jail. I mean, that's a massive turnaround. I mean, he's done.
He knew about the masks. He
knew about the masks. He knew about the distancing. The distancing was all bullshit. How many families went to a funeral and couldn't stand next to their loved ones because they had to maintain 6 foot distance?
And he was trying to get the mandates done too. Well, he succeeded in the mandates for government workers, but
and then Birx comes out and said that, like, in blue states they went overboard because it was an election year and they didn't want to give Trump a win. I mean, he politicized the whole thing. Fauci.
Didn't they delay the virus because till after the election?
Yeah, they delayed the pharmaceuticals that delayed the vaccines until after the election because they didn't want to give Trump the win either, because Trump was going after him hard over bringing their prices down, and that would cost them billions. So that's another reason. I mean, the whole thing, it's unbelievable. And he's done. He's cooked because they're going to have a contempt of Congress, right? Now, the thing is, he got the presidential pardon, but that's a federal thing. Individual states can go after him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I think there is one state that's actually putting together a case against him that he will never be able to go to that state. Put it this way, if they go through with it, if the state goes through it and other states join, there'll be parts of the country he can't go into or he'll be arrested.
That's nice.
And his security detail, I mean, Trump got rid of his government-funded security detail when he got into office in January. So now he's paying for his own private security, and he's gonna run out of money because he's gonna have to beef up that security after that hearing. Because a lot of angry people, like he destroyed so many lives. I mean, he was Stalin in a lab coat. I mean, he's
save lives.
Oh yeah, he's completely now fucked. And they're going out, like, he even did something where it's illegal. You're not supposed to do it. Where he's a government worker because he works for the government, and he had staff apply for awards, cash awards on his behalf. I mean, the guy's a totally. And the thing is, the media fed into him as well. Every show he was on, he was a hero.
I heard that there's still some of the big legacy papers are still, pouring for him.
Well,
So,
there's probably one or two, but I guarantee a lot of them have fallen away. I mean, you saw RFK Jr. the other day with Dana Bash, and he was saying that you guys are the ones that you're talking about science and everything else. You guys are the ones that shut down any dissenting voice. I mean, you don't follow the science at all. You guys, you just do you parrot bullet points. And she got really offended by it, but he's absolutely right. He hit her back. You know, what study, like he said that she was talking about, various studies say, and he said, what study? Give me a study. What's the name of the study? And she couldn't name one.
Yeah,
right.
So,
of course not.
Of course not. So, I mean, he's done his private life. It's over. It's over. You're going to have people taking shots, not literal shots, but people going up to him trying to punch him. I mean, he's done. They're trying to do violence against him. He's done. He's going to be ostracized. So he's like when they did, like when the word boycott, where that came from, it's an Irish word, where they boycotted a local landlord. It was Charles Boycott, and that's what I think where it came from. I think his name was Charles. That's where it came from. They shunned him, and eventually he had to leave wherever he was living because they gave him complete isolation, turned their backs on him, and he's going to have the same thing. All these movie stars, like I see a clip of Julia Roberts, like, oh, here's the hero of the day. They haven't aged well at all, at all. So he's cooked.
Media's just our media is like even more shot than before.
Yeah. So even if he can't go to federal prison over what he did, his life is completely gone. Those diaries, those entries that he had, they call it Fauci's diary. It's not really a diary, but those emails and everything else that he had that exposed him, he's gone. He's completely gone. He's done. He's cooked.
I don't want to be another page in your diary.
Yeah, he's done. So anyway, so that's the death of Fauci's private life. He's cooked.
Well, let's talk about other people.
Well, hold on. I got one more.
He's got another one.
I got an Adventures in Trumpland.
All right.
Right, and this ties into 2000 AD.
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah. See, Elon Musk posted the Babylon Bee skit about a liberal going back in time to execute Hitler. And then Hitler says, well, what do you execute me for? And then names all the things he's done, and they're actually all liberal things. Right? Yeah, you've seen that clip, right?
I've not seen it, but I'm aware of similar sort of things.
Everything that Hitler wanted to do, the liberals the far left are doing anyways.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things. So where you assassinating me for, killing me. Anyway, it's a good Babylon Bee skit, and Elon posted it. And then this guy wrote, Elon's doing literal Nazi propaganda again. Like, you can tell that he never watched the clip, right? But Stas Johnson, the 2000 artist, wrote, look at all these woke leftists trying to gatecrash the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville. And he posted a Charlottesville image of the idiots in their neo-Nazi stuff. And I'm like, poor Stas Johnson doesn't know that the LPLC, which is a leftist organization, paid for that rally. Right? The Southern Poverty Law Center it's left-leaning, and it supports progressive advocacy groups and it monitors like right-wing extremist groups, and all this kind of stuff. But because there wasn't enough racism, they actually paid for that to justify their existence. And one of the charges that they had was regarding the Charlottesville informant, and his name was F37, was a member of the online leadership chat group that helped plan the Unite the Right rally. F37 attended the event at the direction of the SPLC. He made racist postings under SPLC supervision. He helped coordinate transportation for several attendees, and he received more than $270,000 from the SPLC between 2015 and 2023. And that was the picture that Stas Johnson wrote without knowing the context of it.
It sounds like that guy was a good worker.
Oh, if you're getting paid $270,000 to spread hate,
pretty good.
Yeah,
Get your money's worth, right?
So that image that Stas Johnson was like, oh yeah, Trump, you like the right, they're all Nazi. That was paid for by a left-leaning organization.
Well, I forgot what state it's in. You probably know, Flint. They're doing another CHOP. They're doing another autonomous zone. Did you hear about that one?
No.
I forgot what where it is. Is it Minnesota? Anyway, that Karlin Borisenko was reporting on it. They've blocked off several streets, and in George Floyd Square, there's like a gigantic statue of like an upraised Black Power fist, and they've moved it. They've transported it from George Floyd Square to this new autonomous zone. And she says Antifa's taken it over, and she went to go photograph the graffiti, and they didn't recognize her, but they didn't want her photographing anything, and so they chased her out of the zone. But she's going to go back in and see. But she says this time, like Portland, when they did it in Portland, and to this day, I know people, I work with people who don't even know that they did that in Portland. They did an autonomous zone. And so and this one's called Craze. I forgot what they called it. I didn't think I'd be talking about it, so I didn't pay that much attention to it. But it's just one of those things you listen to.
It's in Minneapolis.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, of course it is. The pick a blue city.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, she said the cops were actually providing the barriers. Like the cops are putting the barrier.
Yeah, they're probably Portland, like keep them in there, keep all the crazy in one area.
I don't know.
Stop the breakout.
It's one of those. It's one of those ones like Portland, where she said the difference is like Portland, they just sort of let it happen, and this one, like they were actually like bringing in water and helping them out. So it's like, okay, so yeah, it's crazy ass shit, man.
Yeah, well, the thing with Stas is he probably let his TDS take hold of him, and he posted that without doing any research on it.
Yeah.
And of course, if you're in the UK, you're not going to hear that news about the SPLC.
You're getting echoes of.
Yeah, you're getting echoes. You're not knowing like you are over here.
Right.
Unless you're on X all the time and you're looking at the news.
Well, it doesn't affect you that well. If you're on X, you'd probably get a more balanced thing.
Right.
Well, how good is the X algorithm? Does it do like, it give you like all the news, or is it just, what you want? Because Facebook, man, once you like something, get ready, you're going to be getting a lot of it. And then,
yeah, I think that autonomous zone is gone now, Rossy.
Oh,
I don't think it's around. I think
I got a thing this morning that she's going to be doing it. So
it was to do with the shooting of Corey Ruiz by the Madison Police Department.
Mm.
So they call it CRAZ, CRAZ, the Corey Ruiz Autonomous Zone.
Mm.
Which, if somebody gets shot like that, you have to wonder, well, was it? Yeah, I don't know. You'll have to look at the police cam.
Well, in the Mexican neighborhoods, when someone gets shot, were we talking about this last time? Where if someone gets shot in a Mexican neighborhood, they'll put like votive candles and the bike that they like.
Oh yeah. So it's like a little shrine on the side of the road.
Yeah, right at the shooting point. And so,
well, it's still there, but they're reopening the street today.
Oh, okay. Well, that.
They're supposed to be reopening it, even though it remains blockaded.
Well, she was saying like some of the small businesses fucked off, and they kind of
the sculpture isn't really a sculpture. It's made. It's kind of it's not a sculpture in where you think a sculpture should be. It's made out of wood.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's not a statue either. Like your street art. I mean, but it's big. It's like taller than a human being. It's just this big black fist, stylized black fist. So Yeah,
they're actually towing. They're towing away cars from the encampment and stuff like that.
Okay, well, I might dip in and see what she has to say, but frankly, I'm kind of done with all that stuff. Nobody's doing anything. It's just, the same shit's going to happen tomorrow, and I can't do anything.
What happened to that Corey Ruiz guy is that he was checking parked car doors to see which was open, and he was stealing bikes near the east side of the city. The police caught him, and there was a struggle, and he's supposed to have produced a blade and injured an officer, and so the officer shot him.
Okay. All right. So it's one of those things like it's like a real crime. It's like
Well, here's the disturbing bit: is that he was tased and shot 3 times at close range. They don't have any body cams because the Madison police officers don't wear them.
Okay.
So the issue is that if that police officer, so you don't know if the circumstances of the guy's death, but
right.
But here's the thing: whenever you're in any kind of situation with a police officer, just do what the fuck he says.
Yep.
Right. Yep.
Don't resist, because the chances are you'll remain alive, even if the guy is just say the police officer, even if the police officer is rogue or a pain in the ass. I mean, just do what he says, and then you can launch your complaint later.
Exactly.
Not justifying the guy's death. I mean, because there's no video cam footage, and that cam footage with police officers now, I mean, that's gotten. They introduced body cams on the police officers so that incidents like this, you'll know exactly what's happening. And I think a lot of criminals hate the body cams because now it's shown that, hey, yeah, you were guilty. You know what I mean?
You did fuck around.
You see, it's different
you fucked
over
around and
here.
found out.
It's different over here because the police hate having the body cams because they're being found out. Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the things that I've really enjoyed watching a criminal black belt barrister, or the black belt lawyer, I think he's called, but he's an actual barrister. He jumped on a case pro bono, so he's not getting paid for it. He just knew there was something wrong with it, where 2 policewomen, you'll probably remember it, turned up at a person's house. The woman was filming them as they were going, we just want to come in to get your daughter's fucking camera, mobile phone. And she's going, no. And then one of the policewomen goes, could you please not record me? I don't like that. She goes, I will, as I'm recording you, will give you this footage when you need it. So anyway, it's still in the process, but when they've asked for that footage, it's mysteriously vanished.
What?
Yes, so it's a good job the woman at the doorstep filmed the fucking interaction. Otherwise, we just get 2 police officers and then their word is law against a fucking scummy mother whose child must have done something wrong. And it's not looking good for the police, let's just say that. And I've been following loads and loads of stuff over in the UK where they're ending up handing out a fortune for wrongful arrests, wrongful this, wrongful that, all these sort of things. It is fucking hilarious.
Training your police officers.
It's come from the government. It's come from the high ups who said they want to do this and the other. But they're all shit. I look at them. They're dwarves. They're fat as fuck. They're not fit. And I'm just thinking, when those police officers got their noses bashed in the airport, the 2 females got smashed to pieces. I'm like, now, I'm not saying women shouldn't be police officers, but they're not going to be able to stop a man who then smashes them to pieces. There's a video footage of like 4 women trying to hold a man, and he's just fucking bashing them all over, and he runs away.
You're full of shit, John. I've seen on Netflix movies that a 98-pound woman can take on Navy SEALs. So
that's right. About 5 or 6 in a row. But
it's just
Are you sure that's fighting or not something else, Rossy?
Yeah. they're all stood behind a settee.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look at it and I just think,
release the couch.
At least put the female officer with the male officer when on patrol. Do not put 2 females together, because I'm sorry, when people say stuff in the UK,
because they start gossiping and comparing hair and fingernails, right, and eyelashes.
It's things like,
I'm kidding.
When people say, a fucking charity jar of money was stolen from a countryside pub, and people go, I can't believe somebody would do something like that, and you think, they're criminals. they don't have a conscience of what they do, and they'll just take it. So when it comes to smacking a police officer, and if it's a woman, they're going to just beat them to a pulp so they can get away. I just think you do know that these people are not bothered because that's why they're in that business of being criminals. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just insane. It's like when people gone about the rubbish that's strewn across the countryside and the country. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just like, well, when you can't put stuff into the tip, right? You can't drive a certain height vehicle into our tips because obviously they'll say it's not your own stuff, you're doing stuff. But then charge them. When they come, you charge them, right? So you just get instant fucking money. Because what they'll do then is they'll just drive to some country lane and just tip the fucking lot out, which they're doing all over the place. And then it's even worse. There's a place, and I always laugh, there was 2 or 3 big places in the southeast where there was fucking thousands of tons. So much stuff, it was like 20 foot high, right? It was ridiculous. In beauty spots, right? It's been going on for years. You get a local person going, this is a historic national fucking woodland. People go here all the time. And I'm like, well, they obviously fucking don't, because the first time you saw a lump of shit like this, you'd have reported it. But there's fucking like 4 years worth of the stuff. And it's fucking, yeah, it's ridiculous. We laugh every time because that's the extremes of fly tipping. But the other thing is that makes me fucking get annoyed is when people will have so you've got a sticky bar, a sweetie, like a Mars bar or something, or a can of Coke, and you've carried that with the weight inside.
That can of Coors that you said?
That's right, well done. And you've carried that with the weight inside it. Then you drink it or eat it, and then you throw it onto the street or the countryside. Why? You've carried it with the weight, and now it's light. Just put it back in the fucking pocket.
Because you've already drank it. So what's the point in keeping the can around?
Because you take it back.
Or you could just leave it on the shelf and half drunk. And then
you get a similar thing in supermarkets, don't you? You get people who've got something, get half here on the supermarket, think I don't want that. I'll put it on the shelf there, which then it cannot be used again if it's a specific food item.
Yeah,
because it's been in the wrong
something.
Yeah, and you just think,
leaving the meat out on the shelves.
If I was on the fucking cameras with the AI fucking helping me, I'd be going, you fat cow in aisle 12, get that fucking meat off the shelf, get it back, and then fucking hand your fucking shopping in. You're banned from this superstore, you fucking useless twat. We don't need people like you. And then a week later, when the supermarket shuts down because I've banned everybody, but at least the store will be tidy.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that.
Anyway, I'm like I was saying about police cams. I'm glad they exist.
Yes.
So you stop any kind of nonsense or any kind of stuff like that. So there you go.
Well, your favourite camera to watch is there's a foreign gentleman in the UK in London who catches pickpockets and he shouts out pickpockety, pickpockety, and what he does, he sprays them with a fucking can of spray paint. Right? It's brilliant. He's done amazing stuff, right? He's had people deported. He catches fucking loads of gangs that have had to move out the country because he's onto them all the time. He's doing so well that he doesn't need a job now. He gets paid with all the advertisements on his page to do this, and it's fucking brilliant. You see people go to him, oh, thanks for an awesome job, because obviously there's not enough police and this and the other, but him and a mate who's a fucking bruiser now, I've never seen him, the new bloke.
I was going to say that, he needs some protection.
Yeah, but now he's got this big bruiser with him, which obviously he can pay for, I presume, with the money he's making. But it's fucking hilarious. He follows a group of people. He'll follow them underground outside Buckingham Palace, fucking chases them, sprays them, and he sprays them in their faces, all over their clothes, because they can't do anything about it. They're all fucking pickpockets, so they can't go to the police. It's brilliant. I fucking love it. So I watch loads of those every so often. I'll just fucking go like one after another. But anyway, we might as well go to some interesting news that broke the other day, which I was surprised I actually saw it, because if I didn't see it and I was told about it and Googled it, I'd only find it in one place, and that's on fucking
Rich Johnson's
bleedingcool.com. So, because I went on Twitter afterwards, or fucking X, and I Googled it, couldn't find much, went on to just Google, and I'm like, fucking hell, this is weird. So what it was about was Dan Boltwood sentenced after pleading guilty to child sex offences. You know, the Dan Boltwood who Rebellion hired to work on their children's comic. That's the one.
Oh,
I know. You couldn't make it up, could you?
Well, I guess I'm not going to be reprinting that strip.
That's right. So it says here, he pleaded guilty to 3
You'll be
counts.
valuable like the Jimmy Savile Christmas annual.
That's right. So he was sentenced, the former comic book writer and artist, Dan Boltwood, who in May of this year pleaded guilty to 3 counts of sexual activity with a child. And as I looked into the details, it was 1 penetrative. So the offences occurred in 2010. Now, I'm just thinking, when did the 2000 AD Comic Monster Fund come out? I'm sure it was after 2010. So they hired a known person who was a paedophile at the time. Anyway, we'll go on with this. He was 29 at the time.
No, the charges went back to... He wasn't charged in 2010, was he?
No. That was when they occurred.
Oh, okay.
He was 29, and the victim was 15 years old. Well, you always can tell who's a nonce just by looking at them. The court heard that they had met at an earlier comic convention and had stayed in touch online. Anyway, so it says here... the judge stated during sentencing that Dan had fully accepted that his actions were wrong. Well, of course he should. He's a pedo. And the sentencing was brought forward from 2028, right? So the crimes were reported in 2023. He was arrested in 2025, and he pleaded guilty at a hearing in May this year, bringing sentencing forward to that period rather than the planned trial of fucking 3 years down the line. 2 years now. 2028. I mean, how the fuck does that work? And then the judge goes on about he considered his psychological reports about Dan, where he followed a mental breakdown. I can't underline.
Oh, he's the victim.
That's right. I'm a victim. The mental breakdown made me want to shag children. She also noted that there were no prior or subsequent criminal reports in his name. Well, prior, you have to find them, but subsequent, once he's been caught, I'm sure he wouldn't do any more crimes right under the fucking police. And it goes on and on about him being that. He's got to do 30 days of sessions of rehabilitation related to sexual offences. I think that's in the Jimmy Savile room, and I think the Rolf Harris wing of the fucking whatever hospital. 200 hours of local community work. I hope it's not working with children. And he is subject to the sex offender notification requirements and ordered to pay a court surcharge. So as a list of here, all things he's worked on. He worked on the sequel to Chew, which I've got the trade of, which got boring and repetitive. And that was called Chew, as in CHU. He worked on the Baker Street of Regulars, Starship Troopers, Danger Academy. Worked with Tony Lee for Macosia Press. He worked with Kieran Gillen and Jamie McKelvey, including strips of Haggis and Quail. This is all for children's comics. And the Strange Squid Squad and the Prince of Baghdad and Phoenix Weekly. Peaches Steel Commando, written by Ned Hartley. He also worked for Rebellion, straight 2000 AD.
Ned Hartley has done some stuff for 2000 AD as well.
Yeah. I'm sure I've met Ned. He was quite a nice gentleman.
The problem with this is the people that worked with him, they can't make any money out of anything.
I know, that's the killer in it.
Yeah.
He worked on publications such as Monster Fun and Steel Commando, as well as many Doctor Who comic book covers. He also created cover artwork for the video game Time Splitters 2, sporadic webcomic Rockets and Ray Guns. As a result of this, his work was regularly featured in Bleeding Cool. However, during sentencing, it was repeatedly stated that Dan Boltwood was no longer working in the comic industry. No longer working in the comic industry. No longer working in the comic industry. I'll just repeat it there. But yeah, the only place I found it, and just purely by it was happening at the feed at the time I opened up whatever I was looking at, because if I didn't see it, we wouldn't know that he worked for 2000 AD. And all those other things, but we like to talk about people who work for 2000 AD, even if they're a paedophile.
Well, the thing with Chew is that the first series, that CHEW, was a big hit over here for Image at the time, and the sequel might have done well as well. But that's that revenue that guy can't have now.
Isn't it about cannibalism?
Yeah.
What it is, I got the whole the first comic and I got the trade. It was basically a bloke could eat a bit of the dead person, and then that would tell him who killed the dead person. Because it would be like all this hallucination-y type shit, or whatever the fuck it was. I've read it for fucking ages. But the problem I had with when I was reading it was, spoilers, people, that the people who he worked for, like the big boss, he was one of the bad ones. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sakes, can nobody write a comic without doing the people that he know and relate to have got to be the fucking this, that, and the other? Fucking hell!
Yeah, I hate that. That's one of my pet peeves.
Yeah. So that was that. So yeah, it was interesting that, and like I say, you wouldn't find it unless it popped in your feed. And I bet a lot of people listening now are like, I've not heard that. Well, yeah, the only place you can find it, where I found it, was Bleeding Cool, and that's because he was in the court fucking hearing.
Do you want to know another? No, go ahead.
No, he was sat. He says, I sat in Snaresbrook Crown Court in East London yesterday to watch a sentence and a former blah blah blah. And when it shows the picture, I'm like, fuck me, that's like a country home, that is. But anyway, there we have it. It's all exciting, eh? Now, yeah.
Well, you want to know something else I saw in Bleeding Cool this morning?
Oh my God, I dread to think what your fucking search history is full of.
It's exactly what you think it is.
Excellent.
The Micronauts are going to be coming to
to
the Energon universe, which means that they're going to be folded in with Transformers, which means that, I don't know if I reviewed it last time, but Robert Kirkman did the first issue of ROM. Robert, Walking Dead, X-Men.
Did you read it?
I sure did.
Any good?
Hell no. No. Okay, so any good? The artwork is pretty good, but if you look at the cover, if you look at Frank Miller's cover for the first issue, that's early Frank Miller, first issue of ROM that you see that comes with the toy, and I got the T-shirt. You've seen it around. He's like a head taller than people, human beings, and they're all terrified. He looks like this big giant. He's got this big fucking Energizer, and he's big arms. He's buff as hell, and he looks like a space knight, space soldier. So in this one, because it's 2026 and everybody's a pussy, he looks like a slender. He's very slender. He doesn't look like he's particularly tall. He's like human sized. His features are more rounded, and he comes with a talking amoeba poncho that does things for him. It's basically those blob creatures from the
he's lost his bulky. He's lost his bulky look.
No, you could tone it down. You could tone it down a little bit, but like they redesigned him for the IDW run too, and it was the toy design is terrible. I'll be the first to admit that. I think they got it mostly right for Marvel at that time. They got it just fine. If you wanted to revise it a little bit and kind of put your own spin on it, fine. But this is like Wistrom. And then to make it worse, they give him this talking poncho to talk to, and the dialogue's all very.
Does he have a?
2026.
Does the poncho have a Mexican accent?
No, because they don't want to copy Alan Grant doing, the cigar from Robo Hunter. But it's like all the little quippy stuff, because it's like, oh, maybe they'll make an MCU thing. And then he's missing an arm. So spoiler, he spends the whole day. In the first issue of the Marvel comic, this asteroid comes to Earth and crashes. There's a big fire, and Rom emerges from it. It's like, holy shit, what's that? And then there's a small town, in the back east.
Small town USA.
Kind of looks like the 1950s still, because they're going to start ripping off Invasion of the Body Snatchers, because there's these aliens that have come to infiltrate and take over the Earth, shapeshifters called the Dire Wraiths, and they introduced
the diarrheas.
Yes. Well,
that's their Welsh name.
And then they introduced the woman, Brandy Clark, who's going to be Rom's eyes and ears on Earth to explain all the shit to him. And that first issue it's so dense and does so much heavy lifting that it carries the rest of the series. And this one, he fights a big praying mantis looking monster, and how the poncho helps.
You think it
him
will
out.
sell because it's got Robert Kirkman's name on it?
Oh, probably. I mean, that's what it needed. But so spoiler. He's missing an arm, and then he cuts off the arm on the giant praying mantis, and has it attached to himself. So now he's like Lobo. You remember when Lobo had the one inexplicably huge arm?
Yeah.
And then you remember when Spawn had that leg with like a big old cylinder on it? It was kind of like a conical cylinder.
Yeah.
That was like his leg. It's like that. So he's got this asymmetrical thing attached to him. It's a big praying mantis arm. It's funny to go with the poncho and the. So no, I fucking hated it. And I read some of the back matter, and Robert Kirkman admits that he's technically too young to have read the Marvel comic when it was a hot.
I wonder how he got the rights to Rondon.
Well, it's part of it's not him. It's they're doing this Energon thing, and it's all Transformers. And
but isn't that his comic line though?
I thought it was Energon because that's like the Transformers. I mean, Hasbro may have given it to him, but it's not
I think so, yeah.
Or anything. So it's all they're trying to. I think I know Hasbro had ROM, and Hasbro has had Micronauts for a long time, and just sort of sat on. They've sat on them, or IDW did the thing, and they've tried to fold them into the whole Hasbro verse before, and now I guess they're. I mean, Micronauts makes sense because Micronauts makes sense because it's the original the Japanese toy line, according to cousin Jonathan Ross. The entire toy line Transformers toy line came out of the Mikuro Man, as Jonathan Ross insists I pronounce it. That all came out of the Mikuro Man line from Japan. So that makes sense that they kind of they folded back into that. ROM is just like this weird outlier, and it's like, sure, Bill Mantlo wrote that too. I guess it makes it a cousin. But I have no. The IDW Micronauts wasn't particularly good. It was okay. They tried to make it like Firefly, but I have no confidence that in 2026 that there is an action writer working in comics that could actually write that.
Yeah, what Kirkman did was Kirkman has his own company called Skybound Entertainment, which is an imprint of Image Comics, okay. And because Hasbro moved their publishing licenses away from IDW, he managed to snatch them.
Oh, okay.
So he's also doing Transformers and G.I. Joe, and he slowly introduced the Energon universe through Void Rivals, that comic book that came out like a couple of years ago. That was a slow introduction, and because that featured one of the Transformers in it, so people were like, "What?" Because I think IDW was still doing stuff like that at the time, and then this one had its own. Yeah, it's weird. He's supposed to be working on an adult animated television series of the Energon universe with the Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Void Rivals all interconnecting on it. So you might actually see a ROM cartoon, Rossy.
That would imply that I would watch it.
Yeah,
because I'm like, if this is what you're going to do to it, why would I?
Why bother? Yeah,
yeah. So I'm that way with like all of it now. I'd like to. Everybody says, "Hey, Spider-Man's pretty good." Some people put a little asterisks on it and said, it's good except for."
Well, we'll get to that.
Right. So
we'll get to that. So
I'd like to. I even have Supergirl available to me. So
yeah, we'll talk about that when we go to movies and TV.
Yeah. But like Mike, I didn't make it all the way through that Micronauts cartoon that they did over in your mother country, and
well, that's because it never aired.
Well, I mean, I have all the episodes, but it's I saw like 2 of them, and I was like, okay.
Now you know why they never aired it.
It's not that terrible. I mean, there's been far worse things aired for kids, but it's if this was meant to sell toys, it's not going to sell any toys. So it's not going to sell any toys to anybody. Like not actual kids, not 50-year-old adult collectors, nobody. So anyway.
Right. So Kickstarter corner, Rossy, you got anything?
Just the 77's got another Shaw up. Shaw just went up. I am going to be doing final corrections for Tomorrow Girl versus Zen, which will be coming up on Kickstarter soon. And I got to say, I can't take complete credit for it because it was Ben's plot, and the artist did a really, 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 really good job and was very faithful. And it is backloaded with a shit ton of action, and he managed to pull it off. You kind of have to squint at some of the stuff because it's pretty dense, but it's I'm pretty darn happy with it. So if you want to check this one out, I think you'd have a good time with it. Like 48 pages long, so get your money's worth. But and then as far as like all the long standing stuff, I haven't heard shit about any of the movie stuff.
Oh god.
That Alien Horde, I haven't heard anything about. The Black Dragon or the White Dragon that's supposed to be screening in theaters soon, and then eventually I'll get the Blu-ray for that. I kind of backed it out of curiosity, and now I'm just kind of like, yeah, sure, whatever. It's not that I don't care, but I'm not that excited about it.
Well, you've been waiting for so long.
Yeah, but I understand. I mean, honestly, like the Dirty Pair one took a really long time too, and they blamed COVID on it, and then the different company stepped in and took over.
Well, I know someone that blames COVID on a lot of things that they couldn't get done.
Yeah, well, but eventually, like a lot of things, slowly everybody's getting their shit done. The only one that I'm probably never going to see at this point is that
Pearl Monroe book.
Woman.
What?
No, that's on the AP drive. I just have to. The thing that's wonderful and terrible is that she's been doing so many appearances these past few weeks that even though it's been on the AP drive for about a month, we haven't been able to pull the trigger with approvals yet because she's too busy. So, but if she's that busy and out there and meeting her public, that means that there's an audience. So
yeah, that's good.
Just wait. Yeah. So.
Right. Well, with Kickstarter, poor Niall O'Rourke's Omni Must Be Destroyed didn't get funded, but he's got connections in the industry. He did some stuff for Keenspot and another company as well.
How much was he asking?
I think he was looking for $5,000.
Oh, geez. Do you have it up? Does it say how many backers he had?
Yeah, let me take a look. Meanwhile, I'll talk about Kyla. It's currently being printed, the Treasury edition. So I should get that in the next week, the proofs for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let me look at Omni free, Omni and drinks. They what
the hell?
I don't know what Kickstarter has done, but it kind of Omni Must Be Destroyed. Omni, it's not taking it. Must be destroyed. All right, here we go. Omni Must Be Destroyed. It said I can't find it, but it just popped up there a minute ago. Their search thing is terrible now.
Yeah, I couldn't find your half the time.
Yeah. Must Be Destroyed. Let's try it again. There, I got it. Yeah, he was asking for. Oh, he didn't get that many. He was asking for 4,000 actually, and he only had 57 backers.
Ooh.
But the thing is, he was nominated for a Ringo Award.
Yeah.
Niall, for his work. Yeah, so I'm really surprised it didn't do well. Because he would send me some of the pages as he was working through it, and the colorist did an amazing job. The color artist on it did an incredible job because there was a lot of blank space that that needed, like, you know, a universe background, or, you know, skyscrapes or sky backgrounds or anything like that. And the color artist did an amazing job. I mean, really brought his artwork to life, Niles. So I was shocked and stunned that it didn't make it, but he didn't care. He's already got like a publisher lined up for it, probably.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, you never know. He might ask Ben. He might go to Ben. He did ask me about AP at one stage.
Yeah.
So yeah, you never know. You never know. But he's a good guy, and it's a shame it didn't get picked up. So that's it for me for Kickstarter Corner.
Oh yeah, well, I went looking for him at Comic-Con, but I didn't look that hard because he was, you know, I went by the Keen Spot table and he wasn't there, and I think one of his presentations was like it was either one of the days I had left, or it was the exact same time as one of the ones I really wanted to see. So I was like, maybe I'll just run by him at the table. And didn't happen. So,
right.
But
so movies and TV. Do you want to do movies and TV? John?
Why not? Let me just scroll down to mine. I've watched no movies. I've watched I'm up to date on the House of Dragon, which I think is only one episode left.
You remember the name?
Well, I've got it right in front of me, so I wrote it down. So I watched last week's, and the ending, I was like, fucking hell. They killed off a major player, and then it looked like they killed off somebody else who's another major player, but you didn't see him die on screen. But
so he's still alive.
It implied that the person had died. So when I started watching this episode and they show him, I'm like, I'm glad he didn't die, because I'm quite like where the potential of him and the people who were relatives to him may or may not go. But there was some dragon battles this week, which was fucking impressive. And then it ended on the character that I said to Carolyn. I said, because when I shove it on, she'll probably be doing the tea or something, and she'll see bits, and I'll say to her, that character is a fucking right shitbag. He's going to do something that's going to piss everybody off. And lo and behold, this week there's a 2-minute scene where he's being sort of feted by the enemy, and I'm just thinking, interesting. So I think we just got one episode. I think it's in a series of 8, so we've got one episode to go next week. So I'm looking forward to that. The other thing that I watched with Carolyn was, we watched the final 2 episodes, oh my God, of Ben Fogel in China. And on the final episode, it was fucking really weird. And I've watched YouTube videos to confirm that it was obviously real, but I wanted to confirm that this is really happening. So they had a bit where he went to some flats or apartments where there was like 20 plus people living in one apartment, and they were living in, it's hard to describe it, but because the apartments were small anyway, they made parts of it into like sort of bunk bed accommodation. And that's where an individual lived, inside that sort of bunk bed space. Everything they owned was there. They used the bathroom and the kitchen as a communal thing. So all these people lived in these fucking basically coffins. And one of them had been living there for 3 years. And these people had jobs. Oh, I forgot to say, yeah, some of these people had jobs. But yet China has, you're going to love this, 80 million empty houses because of their housing boom that they went out of control with.
collapsed.
Oh yeah,
right?
I heard about that.
And I remember when they built massive supermarkets, big fucking things like your fucking malls, and they've never opened because there's nobody lives anywhere near them. Empty motorways where they've just did a motorway to nowhere and it's never been used. Then it went to the killer, which I laughed at. It showed fields and fields and fields of brand new bikes, push bikes, that had never been used. Right? This is all trying to be kept secret, but people put drones in the air. It looks, in one of them, it looked as though it was a field full of fucking, tulips, different tulips. It looked amazing. Then there's the drone. Then the drone comes down and closer to it, and you see it's all fucking push bikes. Then this bloke who lives on the top of this apartment block, nice accommodation, he'd also filmed fields full of brand new electric cars left to rot. So I went on YouTube now. I put in, I was electric cars in fields rotting China. Bing! There they are. Thousands upon thousands, if not fucking hundreds of thousands of rotting electric cars. Because that's the way it is, isn't it? So let's fucking make these things and let them be rotting away in fields. The next big thing on all that will be the old wind turbines, won't it? Because they're not, you can't do anything with them after they're fucking gone until somebody invents something where you can recycle them. And that'll start happening soon. And then obviously the same will happen to the solar panels that are all fucked up after years. You know what I mean? So
like
I've always believed
running China.
I've always believed that we have everything. We have everything already. We've got the fucking best fridges, the best TVs, the best everything. What can the fucking governments, to get money, make people create, or by ordering them, to make us buy the same thing but different? So they're trying to get you to buy fridges that tell you when to get a bottle of milk, or it'll order a bottle of milk. Perhaps you don't want a bottle of milk.
No, what they do is they manufacture stuff that doesn't have a long shelf life, so you end up buying more.
That's right, but they create stuff that is relevant. I don't need a fridge to tell me what I've not got in there. I'll open the fucking door and go, yep, and then I'll lift the milk up and go, that's nearly out of date. I'll get some of that later. You know, I can do that.
Right.
But in the end, I say to Karen, they want us to just be brains in jars because they don't want you to do anything physical. It's all done by these fucking computers in your fridges, your TV. Like on the TV, I've got the new Virgin thing, and it's worse than the old Virgin thing, which is worse than the old Virgin.
They complicated everything.
Yeah. So I've cancelled.
Smart on something, it's not that smart.
Yeah, I've cancelled that. I've deleted that episode of Game of I can't remember, the House of the Dragon. Right? It's on again tonight, and the fucking telly's going to record it again tonight because it's a new fucking. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So every time you delete something, if it's on again the same week, it records it again. And I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. When we first got our Virgin box, you could put the channels in the order you wanted. So you could bring channels up to the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So once I got to channel 5...
This episode of Old Man Screams at Cloud is brought to you by The Pens.
That's it. So when I got after channel 5 on the terrestrial, the first channel after that was Sky 1. So I had Sky 1 as channel 6. So I didn't have to scroll through the things. So all the things I like were in the first 20 channels. So then we get to the next fucking thing and it does something else and you've got to relearn all the shit, but you can't change things around. You've got to do this. You've got 1 minute recording before the show and 4 minutes after the show to make sure you got the whole show. But then if the show ran long, it would crop the end off because something happened on the news. So then you have to find if you can record it again somewhere else. It couldn't figure it out. Now we've got this new one. So there's a program called Austin about an autistic lad from Australia whose father's a Brit and this and the other. It's quite funny and heartwarming. So there's 2 episodes every week. Now you get to the end of the first episode and a box comes up at the top right saying, watch the next episode now or cancel. And I'm like to Conan, why have they put that there? Because it's fucking drawn me away from, because near the end of the episode, the build-up or the thing that's happening. And so I went, okay, watch the next episode. And it just goes to exactly where this episode is at. So you're watching the thing, so it crops off the end of the episode and just goes straight into it. And I'm like, why the fuck can't I just watch the end of the episode and then delete it and then watch the next episode? I am not fucking physically incapable of doing that, but it's all this sort of shit that's in it. And I'm like, this is just getting worse and worse, you know what I mean?
That's the Illuminati knows that you're watching it.
That's right.
They know you're watching it to do the action.
That's it. So I thoroughly enjoyed watching those few things. But I'm off as of Thursday afternoon. Thursday morning. I shall be off for a fortnight, living it up. So we might actually watch some of the programmes or delete fucking tons of it because we just can't be arsed anymore.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Did you watch Rossy Fails to Save the Universe?
Oh my God, yes. Sorry about that. Yeah. I watched both. We watched both the episodes of that, the opening episodes. Very funny, and I did like the guest appearances. I do like all of the madness that goes on. So people who don't know, so it's Stuart who ran the comic shop in Big Bang Theory. I won't go to mega detail. We wake up in a world where there's fucking giant moths eating people. It's all fucking in shit state outside. And him and the geologist.
Posnan. Yeah, the geologist that they always made fun of in Big Bang.
They just get back to the comic shop after being out and about. And they can throw things into these fucking
rifts,
sort of rips into space and time. They just get rid of things. So they threw dead bodies in it, and they go, "I wonder where they're going." Well, who cares? And then they eventually end up traveling around with these four characters, which is the female character and the one Kripke who always does his R's. Which the character on that. I don't know how he manages to keep going like that, but I read a thing, or he said that once he does it, he keeps with that for the whole duration of filming, because otherwise it'd be awkward. So he just fucking goes with the lisp all the way through. But it's so funny. It's completely different in a way to the Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah,
because this has deaths.
It's funny.
Killing people, all sorts of stuff. I enjoyed the Big Bang Theory, you know what I mean? But you've also had Raj has turned up, Penny's turned up in episode 2.
Yeah, the resistance leader.
Yeah, but it's only like the first episode was like 25 minutes long. The second was 21 minutes long, so it's quite quick in and out. You know what I mean? But if you get a chance, people, if you get a chance, watch it. I guarantee you'll have a laugh because there's loads of little fucking. They're gonna
have that's gonna be an expensive series to make because they're gonna.
Oh my God! Yeah,
pop it around everywhere because they have to build all new sets, all new things. Like they're gonna have to do like the last one was what it ended with the cliffhanger where they're in this area where magic works.
Yeah,
and he put the one guy put the spell that he had an arsehole on his head.
Yeah. And
he looks in the mirror and says, "I think I got hemorrhoids."
Yeah. And the thing is, when you've watched like the trailer for the series, you know what worlds are coming, so you think, "Fucking hell, they're going for it." But very fucking funny.
It's like a live action Rick and Morty.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
pretty fun.
So do you think you can afford 25 minutes and 21 minutes, Mr. Ross?
Oh hell no.
I fucking thought so.
No. I would have to watch it with my dad. There's no way he's going to watch it.
Oh, he's not going to watch that, is he? Oh, hang on. There's lots of shooting in the second episode and people getting killed. He'll fucking love that.
No, it's got to be serious. If it's a comedy in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
No.
Yeah, that's your dad's.
He sits there and his latest thing is he sits there and watches like AI videos about World War II.
How Hitler secretly won World War II and we're all living in his reality.
It's that voice that goes, in 1944, the Nazis invaded. That voice.
Oh,
yeah.
In all the AI videos.
Well, that made me think that, because we might all have a little device on the back of our neck that make us think we're okay living in this world, in Hitler's world. But in the series that we just watched, Stuart, they had on the second episode, they had these little devices on the back of their necks. And when they were angry,
it would shock them.
They got shocked. The acting on that was fucking brilliant because I
Well,
just thought,
Kripke was really funny because he kept on
oh
losing
my
it.
God, yeah, it was fucking so good. They just fell on the ground, fucking bubbling away with their voices, and their arms and legs are fucking going in shock as if they've been fucking tasered. Fucking hilarious.
What's
So,
funny about that is they did a deal because that's HBO Max, right? So they
oh
they
yeah,
did a deal with DC Comics. So a lot of the comic book covers you see on there are created specifically for that show. Where they have like he knew he's in an alternate universe where they
yeah.
had our pals
Oh
Lex and
God, yes.
Superman and Lex. You
So,
know,
yeah, yeah, because they're in the shop and they've got a couple of lads who I'm sure these are going to be right through the series. A couple of lads interact at the comics, one of the comic
there'll be
bits.
an ongoing joke.
Yeah, and they pick out, don't they? They pick out that Lex Luthor and Superman, best of friends, and they go, "There's something wrong with this. There's something wrong."
Yeah,
And like Flint says, the comics are all altered slightly, but it's so cleverly done.
and then they have a whole wall full of Archie comics.
Yes,
The most non-offensive comic books you can
yeah.
buy. Yeah, they're watch out for little Easter eggs like that. That'll be all out throughout the whole thing. Did you watch anything, Rossy? Did you watch any or did you like any Gladiator movies, Rossy?
I sure did. It was Son of Samson, which I don't know if I should express my theory about this.
Is that about like a Greek serial killer?
That's pretty good. No, it's when you actually watch the movie, Samson is never mentioned, and that's not his son. So it's and you could tell that this is not an American-made movie because the Egyptians are the sympathetic enslaved people in this one. So
is an Italian movie?
Yes, it's an Italian.
You know how
movie.
they made those movies back then? All the Italian movies, even the spaghetti westerns. If they had the English actors or different actors from different nationalities, they'd have them speak their own languages, right?
Yeah,
and then they dub over them in the studio later.
Oh yeah, everything. It's very clear. Like, and a lot of times the main guy, there was one guy named Ray Park, I think his name. It isn't. It sounds like the guy who plays Darth Maul, but it was like Ray something. But his real name is like Rosendo. You know, they're all like the main guys are. They anglicized their names. Same thing with a lot of the directors, and then like everybody else on the crew is like Italian, and half the cast is Italian as well. So in this one, it turned out to be another one of those Machiste movies, Machiste. So, like, in case you missed the previous episodes where I was talking about them, there was one called like Machiste Goes to the Underground or Machiste Goes to Hell, and I thought I was watching a Hammer movie because it started off in, I think it was like Holland or Scotland. It was in some other place in Europe besides Italy. And they were having like this witch trial, sort of like a Salem witch trial looking thing. And then it goes on like a Gothic Hammer movie. And then Machiste just like rides into this village that looks like Holland or England or Scotland or something on a horse. And he's wearing a loincloth and boots, and that's it. And he's like, I'm Machiste. I'm here to right wrongs. That's all you needed to know. And so the same thing happened in this movie where he... they do the setup where like the Persians are persecuting the Egyptians, and there's this guy and he loves this village girl, and they're refugees from like an attack from the Egyptians, and blah 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 blah. And you're like, okay, and then this muscle bound guy just wearing a loincloth and boots rides in on a horse. And he's like, I'm Machiste. I heard there was something wrong going on here, and so now I have to help you out. And that was how the Zorro movie worked too. It's like it takes place in Spain, and it's basically a Zorro plot. And then this guy rides in a loincloth, or he was in the town square in a loincloth breaking chains and doing strongman tips, and they hire him to work for the bad guy until he figures out that he's working for the wrong side, and then teams up with Zorro. You're like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
But this one was, I got to hand it to him for. It has a lot of the tropes that people laugh at. Like there's a huge battle at the end between two armies, the Persians and the Egyptians, and it's like maybe 200 extras in the middle of a field somewhere, settling this huge clash between countries and cultures. A lot of shots of Machiste's back, pushing against things and lifting things and bending bars. But I got to hand it to him. It's like this one wasn't as good as some of the other ones I saw, but I still liked it. They had a chariot race, but it wasn't even close to like Ben-Hur, where there's like this stadium and the track and all. No, it's just a bunch of people standing around this like one chunk of sand in the middle of what must have been their standing studio set of Egypt. You know, it's got some archways and entrances to buildings and stuff. One of the other big set pieces is they were trying to build a monument to the pharaoh, and so they had like this obelisk that they were trying to pull up a ramp. And I gotta hand it, I mean, they had like 50 extras pretending like they were straining to pull this thing up, and they had this lever and pulley system, and one of the ropes broke, and so Machiste has to come in and single-handedly like lift it up while the guys get out of the way. And it lands on somebody's leg, and they've smeared some red paint on his leg, and he's like, oh, so. But the high points were Machiste was pretty good. The evil Persian woman who had spellbound the pharaoh.
Woman.
Oh, she was hotter than hell. She was like gorgeous, and apparently she was a dancer. So of course the actress was a dancer. So you get this sexy dance routine in there. It wasn't as elaborate as some, but, you know, I was entertained. And there's a scene where he has to fight alligators, and whoever the stunt double was or animal wrangler was who was wearing the Machiste, the loincloth, he had a bald spot on the back of his head that Machiste did not have. It was actually a bald spot that I think only showed up because he was in water. But for all of its faults, I went in, it was so good natured that it had a lot of faults, and you just kind of smiled and go like, you know, this is good old bad movie night fun. It had a lot of things that were like legitimately cool, nice sets, nice costumes. I was entertained, but not nearly as much as some of the best ones. That Mario Bava one, I think, is probably the Machiste or Hercules in the Underworld. That to me was probably the best. And then the first Steve Reeves Hercules, that was the second best. And then the other ones are like, have just been enjoyable. And I have a feeling it's going to be the same thing like with the Masked Mexican Wrestling movies, where like there were dozens and dozens of these things made. And if the first ones you see are like the best ones, you're like, whoa, I'm going to watch all of these. And then you watch like the dozen or 20 that are actually pretty good. And then you start watching the ones that are all those other ones. And then like you get 5 or 6 and you're like, yeah, I'm not going to watch all of these.
Right, because they're all repetitive, really.
They can be repetitive as long as they're still good. But then, then there's you hit the ones where there's like long passages where nothing's happening, or it's like really cheap, or the action is really boring. So I haven't hit that part yet, but so far I'm enjoying the well of goodness that I stumbled across in this. So let me know if it gets boring. Too late for that. So,
well, I watched 2 movies.
Mm-hmm.
They were okay. They were really good. Actually, they were really good. The first one was Supergirl.
Yeah.
But I'll talk about I'll talk about Spider-Man first. Spider-Man Brand New Day I managed to watch because some guy had leaked it on X.
Yeah.
And then there was a scramble to take it off X, and then it'll pop up somewhere else. So every time they took it down, somebody else would pop it up somewhere else. So I managed to watch all of that, and I'll probably watch it when it comes out on streaming. It's not a kind of movie. I don't go to the movie theater that much anymore, if at all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was really, really good. I have a couple of quibbles about it, but I understand why they did it. Do you want a spoiler-free one, or do you want a spoiler one?
You know that I've
what
already
goes
watched
on,
the half
so-
in the bag spoiler-filled reviews, so go ahead.
What did you say, John?
I am aware of the baddies and things, so I'm not that
Okay,
bothered.
so there's going to be spoilers. So if you're listening, fast forward like 15 minutes or 10 minutes to the Supergirl one, right? So the Punisher moments in it were really awesome. To see that there's a big okay, let me tell you the plot, right? He's trying to get by in his everyday life, but there's a hole missing, and he's overdoing things, and by overdoing things and concentrating on his crime fighting and stuff like that, because he's all stressed out over Mary Jane and that nobody knows who he is, you know what I mean, because everything was wiped from the last movie like 5 years ago or 4 years ago. So he's trying to get his body is going through a change. So all the arachnid type of DNA is starting to come out, to pop out, and he's trying to control it by putting an inhibitor on it. So because he can't really control it in the beginning. So the bad guy is Jean Grey, which is kind of a shock when you don't know anything about it and you see, oh, it's Jean Grey, and then you're like, they're kind of turning it into an X-Men movie. Mm-hmm. So the problem I had with it is that they should have given her. I understand why they did it, is to introduce the X-Men into this universe. Mm-hmm. But it was really good how they did it. It reminded me. Have you seen the movie? Oh, what's it called? The Fallen with Denzel Washington.
Yes.
Called The Fallen, where the demon's able to go from body to body.
Yeah, it's always one step ahead of a minute. Yeah.
They did the same thing in this with her.
Yeah,
how she's able to inhabit other bodies, and I'm like, is Jean Grey able to do that? And I looked up. Yeah, she has that as a mutant power. So I'm like, okay, but she can only do it over a certain distance. The fight scenes with the Punisher in it, with the Hulk, the Punisher, and Spider-Man was brilliant. They introduced the hand into it from Daredevil, and the way they fight was amazing too. All the fight sequences were done really, really well. And what was great about this movie is that none of it looked green screened. If you watch the other Spider-Man movies, I think they're by the same director. This one was a different director, but the previous ones, the Marvel ones, it was the same director. He uses a lot of green screen, and this, there's none of that. I don't think there's any green screen at all. He's back to basics. He's back to, there's no Iron Man, Spider-Man suit, which is fantastic. I think he's getting a bit old, Tom Holland. The Punisher calls him kid. I'm like, kid, the guy's 30 years old.
Is he?
Yeah, Tom Holland is 30. Yeah,
he's looking well.
He's looking great, but Zendaya has to be the most annoying actress. To me, she's not Mary Jane. She's just I don't know why they keep. I don't know why they keep putting her in movies.
Well, the way that character's written in these movies is pretty annoying. So it might not. Well,
in any movie, it's her. Anytime I see her in any movie, I'm like, oh my god, she can't act. She's just terrible. But some really good sequences in it. Great stuff. It deserves all the money it made. My problem with it is, and Supergirl didn't have this problem, which was great, is Jean Grey is looking for her sister. The damage control guys, they've been using her sister in experiments, right? So her sister died, and she's more or less tortured because they were trying to get the extent of her powers, like how big her powers were, and so she died from the experimentation, right? So she suffered, right? So Jean Grey is going to kill the bad guy, And of course, Spider-Man comes in and he did this mind thing where she goes into his mind, and it's all this stuff I fucking hate. I absolutely hate. They did it in The Boys, where Billy Butcher sees his younger brother in the eyes of wee Huey, and he did it with the Asian girl, where she sees Frenchie. Oh, you're mon ami, you do good. It's this kind of image that I fucking hate that shit, because that doesn't happen in real life. Right, it's just bullshit. So they did it. They did it in Spider-Man, Brand New Day, and I absolutely hate it. And she didn't kill the bad guy. Bad guy gets away. I'm like, oh my god. And I understand why they do it. It's a family movie, right? So they have to. But that's how they introduced the X-Men. But the Punisher was really good, except for the crying scene that John talked about. I think they don't. A lot of the writers in the Marvel universe don't know how to handle a Punisher. Because
of course.
The thing is, in the comic books, he's a force of nature. Like he's like Hookjaw, you know. He's like the old One Eye in Flesh. He's just a brick wall. He's just there is no crying in baseball with the Punisher. So I think they do that to try and humanize him. They did it in his one shot, which was really good. You saw that, John, right?
Not yet.
The one that they did just on Disney Plus, with just it's only an hour long. That was absolutely excellent. But they did the whole PTSD thing with him in the beginning, where he's crying because his mission's over. He's taken care of. He's got rid of the people that killed his family, and so he doesn't know what to do. So he's kind of lost. See that I understand why they do it to humanize him. But in Spider-Man, I get why he had the tears in his eyes, because he goes to take out Jean Grey, the Punisher, from a distance with a sniper thing, and Spider-Man senses it, and he puts himself in the way of the bullet in her. So he ends up hitting Tom Holland, like Peter Parker. And so he feels responsible, that he's going to be responsible for this innocent kid's life. So when he recovers, he's all overjoyed that, hey, kid, you know, because he actually genuinely likes Peter Parker. The banter between the two of them is really good. It's really, really funny. In the beginning, where Spider-Man's trying to stop this big truck, this big armored tank thing from hitting into the damage control building, the Punisher appears in that, and of course Spider-Man stops the Punisher from chasing him, and then the Punisher just goes, "Oh, one of these days I'm going to kill that kid," or something like that. Like he said something like that, joking, you know, at the beginning.
It was a setup.
Yeah, but it's some of the stuff in it that the script was really well written. They did a fantastic job. So some really funny sequences. Overall, it deserves all the money it's making. I think it's like the second biggest blockbuster ever, or something like that. I think it cost over 300 to make, but it's gonna make that money back and more.
Just like Road Trooper.
Yeah, and the end of it, the end credit scene. Ned Leeds has created a Spider-Man tracker, because he's trying to figure out who Spider-Man is throughout the whole movie. And so it's able to track where, you know, people see an image of him or whatever, blah, they can put it in the app. And then at the end of it, there's a new Spider-Man sighting, but it's not on Earth.
Oh.
Right. So obviously it's it's either Tobey Maguire or the other guy.
Or Miles Morales.
Yeah, could be. So that was the little end scene thing, but I love how they brought him back to basics, because I hated the whole Iron Man suit thing.
Yeah, that got it, and the claw, the extra legs, and all that. It was really annoying.
Now I watched Supergirl, and Supergirl surprised me. It was better than what I thought it was going to be, and she actually kills the bad guy, which I absolutely love that she did that, because she stops there's a little English girl in it, and she's got a proper little English accent, and she's the most annoying sidekick. Really annoying. You're like, oh. But her whole thing is to kill the bad guy, because the bad guy killed her family. So
it's the plot from True Grit, right?
Yeah.
More or less. Yeah.
So she goes to kill him in the end, and Supergirl stops her and saying, "You can't do this. It'll taint you." The usual superhero bullshit. Yeah. You become just like them if you do that. So the girl walks away, and then Supergirl grabs the sword and stabs the guy and shoves it in his head, which was great. There's some stuff in it that you're like, oh, of course this is a setup, where she goes to hunt down the bad guys, and it's on a planet that has the ship is on a planet that has a green sun and a yellow sun, right?
Yeah,
So
I know about that.
So it's a green sun during the day, yellow sun during the night, or something like that, right? So I'm like, well, the bad guys went there on purpose because they know she's Kryptonian, so they know that the green sun will cripple her, right, or kill her, right? But they're also so fucking stupid. They went there where it's two suns. It's not just a green sun. There's also a yellow sun that will give her powers back. So that was the plot device. I'm like, you fucking idiots. You're not that smart as bad guys. Lobo was excellent in it. Jason Momoa was fantastic in it. Pretty funny. But the characters that stole the movie from me were the space bus guys. You had this big guy driving the bus and a little alien guy that was doing all the talking. That was pretty funny. There was things that are James Gunn-isms that annoy me, where she's on this foreign planet, like this planet in a galaxy far, far away or whatever, and they're playing music from the 1950s.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that, or 60s. That drives me nuts. That, like, why would she be singing in English?
Music,
like an English song.
Life boomer music goes across the universe. It's universally beloved and listened to. Yeah.
Well, it has a bit of John Wick to it too, because Crypto gets shot in the beginning, and the main bad guy is the only one that has the anti-venom to restore Crypto. So it's a bit like John Wick. She has 24 hours to save her dog.
Right.
I thought the effects were really good. But 300 million, I'm like, dude, there's somebody's pocketing money. There's no way that movie cost 300 million.
Yeah.
There's something else going on there. So check people's bank accounts, because there's no way that should cost 300 million.
Right.
So
I was listening to the usual reviews about it, and half of them, that movie was targeted not to be liked by a lot of these guys in the first, before like the first trailer dropped, and they found things wrong with the trailer, and then they found things wrong with the movie. But some of the stuff, like the killing at the end and all that, I'm like, I haven't even seen the movie, but I could see how that could make sense the way they were, it was explained. And there were things about it that sounded like you're just picking something to harp on. Had this been called like, Amazing Girl or Tomorrow Girl, something that they'd never heard of before, they probably would have let it go. But
I think part of the problem is that Millie Alcock didn't do herself any favors.
Not sorting the teeth out.
Well, she is English. So,
really?
Yeah, Millie Alcock's English, but I think she is. But that's fine. That's okay. It's just that she tended to run her mouth before the show, the whole "you girl boss" thing, and
right.
said some kind of silly things in the beginning.
Right.
Which
they all do.
Which they all do. Like the worst one was Reacher, the guy who played Reacher. He had a movie that came out that absolutely, because of his TDS took hold of him, the movie absolutely tanked. Absolutely tanked. Like, it was one of the biggest flops. And you wouldn't think that from him, because everybody loves him in Reacher and everything else. But he went on a whole TDS tirade in his tour. I'm like, dude, you just got rid of half your audience, or more than half.
Right.
Yeah.
At least the right people went to see it. Not a lot of people got to see it, but the right people got to see it. So.
No, Millie Alcock is Australian.
Oh, okay.
There you go. But the reason she has those teeth is because she's descended from British convicts, John. I kid.
I love the fact that the mere mention of Australia always triggers that statement. Lest we forget that Australia was formed by
Brooks
convicts. Yeah.
And Irish convicts as well.
Right.
You stole some bread to feed your family? How dare you? Off to Australia.
That's it. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the continent where everything's trying to kill you.
But weirdly, everyone that's gone there, all them scummy convicts, their families are loving it down there. Loving it. No whinging from them, is there?
Well, listen. Here's the thing, though. You know, only in America, only in the UK, where it's dreary, pisses rain all the time, do you send your convicts to a place with a land of sun and honey.
That's right. Beaches
and yeah.
Well, once you get past the beaches, then everything tries to kill you. It's desert and scary and
yeah, but 90% of the people live on the coast in Australia.
Yeah.
Right. Well, my buddy over there, when he came to visit, he says that there was like a hole in. That's one of the places where there's a hole in the ozone layer. So, yeah. So he was showing me like he had these like craters on his shoulders and back that exposure to that. He says people have that over there.
You know, he's allowed to wear a shirt.
Yeah, I know. But it's Australia, so maybe not.
Even as a kid, I knew the sun was going to fucking give you cancer if you fucking stayed out in it. So you stay in the shade and you fucking don't do it.
His hat with all the corks on it didn't protect him.
That's right.
Did you wear that? Did you, when Mark Sexton came to visit you?
I did.
Yeah.
I was at the train station. I had that on my head. I had a can of Foster's in my hand, and I had a sign said something like "Welcome, Mr. Sex." Right. Then as he got so everyone was looking at me, and as he got closer, I moved the cardboard, and it changed to Sexton. And he goes, "Oh, I've got to get a picture of that, John." I said, "I knew you would."
So, do you still have the hat?
It's in the attic somewhere, or it's at Sam's place. I don't know. It's his hat because he was given it by a friend who went there, and they brought the hat back for him.
Oh,
it's still somewhere.
You didn't go out you didn't buy it especially for the occasion?
No, it was in the house. But I made the fucking sign. I bought a can of fucking Foster's, which no Australian drinks, but it's the big joke when we all fucking drink it.
Right.
Yeah, Foster's.
Yeah.
So there was a story from Brand New Day that was pretty funny. Not if you're on the other side of it, but this guy, these four friends they were looking forward to seeing Brand New Day. They're probably teenagers, and they were all, G'd up to go see it and excited and everything else. And they sat down in their seats, and there was a guy and his girlfriend in front of him, and the guy had seen the movie before, but his girlfriend hadn't. So the guy was giving all the spoilers to the girlfriend.
Oh, brilliant.
And so the four guys kept on asking him, "Could you please stop? We want to watch the movie." He kept on going. So what ensued was a huge fight. They're beating the shit out of everybody in the movie theater. There's video of it on X. And the first thing I thought of, that's something that Rossy would do if he brought his girlfriend to the movie theater. He'd spoil the whole thing.
And I would be the people behind him.
And John would be the person behind. And Rossy would be like, "A UFO appears at the end." And then they'd all get mad and beat him up.
I would not spoil the movie, but if it was terrible, I'd be making jokes. We did get in trouble for that once because the guys who did this Mexican wrestling. It's all in English, but it's about Mexican wrestlers called From Parts Unknown, and they made a live. It was an animated movie, mostly done by the people who had done the Mucha Lucha cartoon, and so they were debuting the cartoon, but there was a double feature, and it was Santo and Blue Demon versus the Monsters, I think. And so half the people left after the animated feature was done. I was sitting with a friend, and we're kind of like leaning over each other, doing like just sort of mumbling bad movie stuff to each other. We weren't particularly loud, but there was a person right in front of us who turned around and said, "For the love of God, will you guys shut up?" And I was like, are you watching the same movie? Because I mean, first of all, unless you understand Spanish, you're not gonna know what they're saying. And there was English subtitles, you could just read those. But I was like, okay, I get it. You're obviously taking.
You never admitted you were wrong.
I did. We stopped doing it, so I guess we kind of admitted we were wrong. But
you never said sorry to the guy.
No, I did.
No,
oh, good for you,
Flint. With
Yeah.
the Spider-Man fights post-credit scene, you missed one. I'm sure you missed one important bit of information. This was in New Delhi in India.
Oh, it was? Was that the brand
It's
new
even
day?
better.
Yeah.
I'm watching it now.
They're beating the shit out of him.
Wow.
Wow, and here's me thinking it was a U.S. audience.
Yeah.
Oh, India. Oh, there you go. Yeah, in the U.S. they would have just shot him.
Yeah, that's it.
Like the guy who went in with an AR-15, I think, into the fast food place here.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Then the guy, one of the guys in the drive-in, got out with his gun and start shooting at the guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
He backed himself against a wall or a tree to steady his arms. And I think he got him with 8 of the 10 shots he used or something. So pretty impressive, that.
Yeah, he was just a bystander. He saw this guy go in with the AR-15. I bet you the guy with the AR-15 was shocked that somebody was shooting back at him.
Yeah.
I think they killed him, didn't they?
I think so, yeah.
They got him and a police officer. I think there was a police officer arrived on the scene, and both of them got him.
Dang.
You know what? You know what will happen, right? Trump will see that online and then invite the guy and give him a medal.
Should do.
That's what he's doing with the lifeguard. I think there was a 16-year-old lifeguard that went into the ocean to rescue this one little kid. And it was supposed to be really horrendous. The waves and everything were really horrendous, and he risked his own life to save the kid.
Ah.
So Trump says, "Oh, bring him to the White House." So you see that Trump does go on X and look at stuff and say, "Hey, bring him to the White House." If you see something that's extraordinary.
Why not?
And CNN will find some way for that to promote fascism.
Well, you know, how dare Trump invite this lifeguard that was stopping the survival of the fittest from happening in front of our eyes. He's denying Darwinism.
Right.
To be something like that. He should have let the kid die.
Was it a dude who rescued a woman, or
No, it was I think it was a teenager that rescued a little kid.
Yes, but what are the gender dynamics?
They're both down. Well, there's 250 genders, I think.
Yeah. So in this particular case, what was the?
There were 2 males.
Oh. All right.
I think there were 2 males. But yeah, anyway, that was it for movies for me. I mean, I think Brand New Day, excellent. I had some issues with it, but I understand it because it's a family. I hate the whole, you become just like them crap, which I loved in Supergirl that she killed the bad guy, but I understand it could be problematic for little kids in the audience watching it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it unfortunately for Supergirl, I mean, like I said, when was the last action movie featuring a woman that made a ton of money, like Wonder Woman?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not that the movies are particularly bad. It's that they spend like way more on them than.
Yeah, the
stories really
profit margin
require.
isn't. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. That like no way, 300 million for Super. That should not have cost that much.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the Furiosa movie was pretty good, and even though it still cost a lot less than Fury Road, it still.
But part of the appeal of Fury Road was that you knew there was no CGI.
Right.
With Furiosa, it was kind of like, well, you knew they were doing CGI, so it wasn't the same. You're just like, eh.
Well, it was also it's a tough pill to swallow when it's like, and yet, whatever. Joy, she's too petite for. She was also in that movie about the chasm or the.
Right.
Where they go into it's like she does. She's kind of like what's her face from the Resident Evil movies, Mila Jovovich.
But she could get away with it. It's based on a video game, and you know she got away with a lot of the stuff. And
yeah, I mean she has some kind of like weird powers, so she doesn't have to necessarily be bulky. And Mila Jovovich is a little bit older, and
but they're basically B movies.
Yeah, but Furiosa. Well, I thought if you know, it would have been best case scenario would have been if they just got what's her name in it, Charlize Theron and not set the movie so far back into her childhood or just the very first part of her childhood.
I hate prequels. I think they're pointless.
Yeah, because you know how she's going to live, so.
Right?
But there was the other side character who was like the Mad Max adjacent character. That was like, oh, so you were good with Mad Max. You didn't kill him like on sight because he kind of reminds you of this guy. That was kind of like the point of it.
Right.
But a lot of Ballerina, all of them, even though they spend less on them than the main series, it's still like too much because you're missing like even big. I think they underestimate how big a chunk of the appeal they're missing of it. And Keanu Reeves was even in Ballerina, but he just wasn't in it that much.
Right.
So it wasn't a Keanu Reeves movie. So
well, yeah. So I mean, well, I think the whole superhero fatigue thing is not true because Spider-Man's made the amount of money. I think it's because the last Spider-Man movie was what 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think it's like welcoming an old friend back. So that's why it made as much as it did. So I think sometimes they're better off letting stuff rest for a while and then bring it back. And also the Marvel universe has been full of fakes, like the fake Captain America. You know, it's been full of B-listers that, you know, I think that's what when Doomsday comes out, I think that will be a massive, massive hit for them. But it was good to see that Brand New Day was written well. It wasn't just hokey. You know what I mean?
I think Doomsday is going to be a piece of shit, though. So my hopes.
Well, I heard the break. I've heard the breakdown of the story, and it's very intriguing.
Yeah.
The whole thing is that Doom is destroy. I think he's trying to destroy different timelines or different things in order to restore his family. That is his wife and daughter or son, whatever. What happened to them was that when Steve Rogers got put back into this timeline, into an alternate timeline, I think it was, where he could be with Peggy Carter. Mm-hmm. It caused a chain reaction that led to Doom's family getting killed. And he figures that out and he tries to write it so he can have his wife and child back. So that's what causes him to go through the whole multiverse.
But that's the key that I'm like, fuck this shit, because I'm sick of the multiverse stuff. I mean, unless they. You
must be sick of 2000 AD then.
So.
But they give him a real human angle.
Yeah.
Oh, there is a throwaway joke. There is a throwaway joke in Spider-Man: Brand New Day that's funny, but also stupid at the same time, where Bruce Banner is giving a lecture and a person puts up their hand. He said, "Oh, is this more about the Avengers?" And well, I'm a teacher, but I'll go ahead. I'll let you ask one question. And the woman asked, the student asked, if Thanos had the Infinity Stones, why didn't he just make more resources instead of destroying half the population of the universe? And then Banner points to another student. Do you want to answer that? And the other student answers, Hulk smash. That was it. That's the reason why. Which is kind of true. Like, why didn't he just, increase the resources?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyhow, that's it for movies for me.
I definitely want to see Spider-Man, but just I'm not in a huge rush to see it in the theater. And Supergirl, I will get to. And He-Man, T-Man, I watched the first 20 minutes and I really liked it, but I just started it too late and I was too tired. And I was like, I want to see this when I can really enjoy it.
Well, He-Man is this generation's Flash Gordon.
Watch your mouth.
No, it definitely is. This generation's Flash Gordon. Not as good, but definitely this generation's Flash Gordon.
Okay.
There's so many parallels to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And well, even down to the Queen music and everything else.
Yeah,
but
Brian May.
Right. But there was a scene in the toy store when he's getting the sword and there's like this big pile of big gym boxes and I was like kind of distracted because it's, that was like second to Micronaut's favorite toy. Actually, it was my favorite toy. It was my favorite toy weirdly, first.
I've just got to say, I've been looking at my microphone and it's got a thing saying noise suppression, and I've got that on. So I'm going to take it off and let's just see if you can hear this now. Hang on.
Yep. Well, I can hear that.
I can hear it.
Flint?
Yeah,
So
I can hear it.
I'm going to put the noise suppression back on. You now?
No.
That's what it is. So I've got the noise suppression thing.
You've been suppressed.
So you need to ring that bell for at least 2 minutes for all the time Rossy mentioned Micronauts at the beginning.
You wanker, Rossy, you wanker. Say that, you bastard, and your little people. There we go.
Shame.
Brilliant. I don't know how that was on. There we have it. Yeah.
All right. Well, now that you're a free man.
All right, do you guys want to do the prog?
Let's drop.
Pew, pew, Barney McGrew, Cuthbert, Dibble, Grub.
Prog 2493, we have a cover by Anthony Williams. It's Rogue Trooper, War Without End, old enemies engaged in the omelette. They don't wear those in the strip.
No.
Good cover though. I like the cover, but they don't wear it in the strip.
It's not comic accurate.
I like Anthony Williams though. It's good to see him back drawing stuff for 2000AD.
Well, you should. Before we begin this, I will recommend, because it's not part of the homework assignment, you check out the sci-fi special, because he's got a whole strip in there. And I've read 3 of the 5 stories, and they're actually pretty good.
Oh.
It's worth it even just for the Stickleback story.
The Boo Cook Dread story good?
It's okay. It's got a lot of explaining shit, but it's pretty good.
It's upset for Rossy because they got a machine and they throw a little gerbily thing in it. I think it's a gerbil. Shrew. And then it's a shrew. It's a I think that's a hamster because it's got the little tail. If it had been a guinea pig, it'd have no tail. Shrew, isn't it? Yeah, so they've killed it. So Rossy obviously was crying when he read that bit.
I wasn't happy with it.
Well, I saw Boo Cook did a painting of Superman over the weekend or something that looked really good. I've never seen him draw superhero stuff before.
That's interesting.
Looked excellent. Yeah, obviously, this is not anything to do with the omelet because you see the guy in the bottom right hand. He's like he's choking because there's no air, but that's how you know this is supposed to be on New Earth.
No.
It's like a Rogue Trooper cover that they put on there and just slap the omelet on it.
Sure.
Or you misread the brief or didn't know about the story.
They just said, can you do a cover that's got some Norths versus Southers on it? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then they didn't say, oh, by the way, it's a Dread story. It's not actually Rogue Trooper.
He didn't. Yeah. He probably said, oh, what's this for, Tharg? And Tharg probably went, I'm busy. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're coming to take you away, John.
That's right. You can hear them all now, can't you?
Yeah.
Your casual racism has caught up with you.
That's it. Well, you get more later.
So you like that cover? Yes or no?
I'd preferred not having the red background at the top, but it's quite nice and eye-catching with all the deaths and the action. Obviously, it reminds me of, you would never have that, but it's like the Battle of the Bastards, isn't it, in Game of Thrones? Everyone's piled on top of each other. Does its job.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, even though it's deaths and horrible things happening, it's kind of a fun cover, you know.
Rossy, did you change your phone?
Yes, I'm sorry. My battery was dying.
No, you actually sound better.
Oh, should I do this from now on?
Yeah, you sound way better.
Well, let me try this then. Hold on.
Oh, don't fuck it up.
Here he goes. Can't help himself, can he?
Beep, beep, boop, boop, boop.
I'm on dial-up.
Yeah. So inside we have Hellcation by Pete Milligan and Anthony Williams. I'm looking forward to Anthony Williams' artwork. I'm not looking forward to reading that story. Pete Milligan is just not as good as he used to be.
That's it.
All right. Judge Dredd, The Omelette, Part 11. Ken, Tom Tully, Gordon Rennie Neiman. Dan Cornwell, Chris Bly, Annie Parkhouse.
Dredd's team start to make short work of the Southers, so the enemy do the old, not quite suicide vest attacks. Obviously, the red shirt Noughts are taken out first, so then headshots are ordered. Grigori loses an arm in one of the attacks, and the Megalass is left hanging above the drop, which is not as bad as the story makes out. Anyway, after she tells Joe she may be his enemy and they hate each other, it's the Baba Yaga, yes, John Wick, who is the enemy here. So he rescues her. By now, the Southers surrender to the Norse, who then execute them all. And so Dredd continues on his weekly fight meh epic.
There was a spoiler dropped in the magazine that about the Baba Yaga thing, or potential spoiler, because I thought I understood one thing and it wasn't in this prog, so I think they're maybe a week ahead of us over there. So
the bad guy is the one, the necromancer from the planet.
Oh, is it?
With Mur the Oppressor.
Right. Okay. Yes.
I can't remember. I think it's Sabat's head stuck on that fucking stone.
It might as well be.
Yeah.
It'll be a killer going on another side quest, and they'll have a crossover with Dredd going on a side quest. And
what was the character's name? It's from the planet Necros.
Wow, even John doesn't.
Mur the Oppressor, yeah. An ancient alien who ruled all the planet Necros. Yeah, she's the one that encountered Dredd and got killed.
So
I think that's her.
Is that the final game boss to this whole story?
I think it might be.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah. Who cares?
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome.
Remember back in the early days of 2008, back in early days. I mean, back in 2000 or late 90s, 2008 is better than all American comics because they don't do this multiverse crap. Now look at it. It's a multiverse popping up all over the place.
Well, also they used to talk about compressed storytelling versus expanded storytelling, which is expanded storytelling is basically writing for the trade. And look at them now. And no, we don't bring back characters from once they're dead, they're dead. Look at them now.
The thing with this whole story is it just falls apart in itself because Dredd even says, "Oh, I've got the new eye grown. I'll get that taken out later on because nothing is ever dead here." So all these suicide vests, and they say you'll be back, sort of thing. But yeah, it just slows you down for a few seconds, sort of thing. And then you have what's his name, Grigori, having his arm blown off. Well, that's going to go back in the next few issues, isn't it? Next few progs. And then you've got Hair, the Supergirl, hanging. I don't know how she's holding onto that fucking pipe because it's bigger than her fucking, the circumference is bigger than her fingers, and she's hanging on by one arm. And her arm looks as though it's got some sort of sleeve on, but she hasn't got a sleeve on, the one that's free. And when you lift somebody off a position,
you're right.
When you lift somebody off a position like that, you don't grab. I mean, if she swung her arm up, right, she'd fall anyway, full stop. I laugh when I see these things where a person grabs the other person's hand and lifts them up. You can't do that because as soon as that person takes that hand off, 99 times out of 100, unless they're fucking gymnast, you're going to drop because all your weight's on one arm then and your body goes down slightly. So you'd grab the person by their wrist and yank them up like that. And Dredd's actually stood on the fucking pipe.
He's like Daredevil.
It's just things like this. I mean, I did like the bit where she says to him, even though I hate you, I'm not the enemy, this is the enemy, blah, blah, blah. So that was interesting. The art's fantastic, but it just doesn't make sense because there's no peril, is there? Everyone gets killed, these executions, they're all going to be alive in a however.
Yeah, he's like, even if you let her drop, she'll pop back up then.
Yeah, because how many times did Dredd do that before Tweet won the battle for him?
Yeah.
Fucking about 1 billion times. It was like, fuck me, I'm bored now. So there's no peril in any of this. Anything that happens here, there's no peril because no fucker dies.
So there's this genre of books that are popular with young men and older guys. called Lit
Young men and older
RPG.
guys. That's fucking gladiator stuff, isn't it?
What's that?
You just said young men and older guys. That's fucking gladiator films, isn't it?
Well, it may have had an influence. So the and what it is like reading a D&D campaign, or it's like reading a video game being played. The pop-up screens and power loss, power gains, weapons.
RPG lit.
Well, it's called Lit RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like all one word.
Rocket propelled grenade.
That's what that dungeon crawler Carl is. It started off as one of those. Now it's just this huge publishing phenomenon. So anyway, it's almost like whoever wrote this, and if you're right about the family being involved, it's like maybe Rennie's kid knows what this is and read it and said, yeah, it's like playing a video game in there, and you get several lives and all that stuff. There's no really hard and fast rules, but there's like tropes you have to follow for it to fall in that category. But it's really popular. It's almost like that's what boys and men are allowed to read, and that's it, because the New York publishers are not doing anything else. So they probably figured, let's shoot for that, and that's what we have here.
Well, Dan Cornwell's art is really, really good, but like John said, he's standing on the pipe or trying to lift her up out.
Mm.
So there's stuff like that throughout it. The colorist does an amazing job too. Just the story is cack. The story is complete cack.
Yeah.
It's great to look at. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, you've got so much happening in most of the panels, you know what I mean? Where other people it'd be very sparse backgrounds and stuff. But there's just tons of stuff all over the place. So, I mean, even that when you get to the fourth page and she's going like, "Oh, help me," all the detail going down on the side of the pit is fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That page probably took him like a few days to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right.
The art's putting in the work.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's a shame to see so much great artists working on crap.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We have an ad for the sci-fi special, and then we have Brink, The Call of the Void, part 269. Dan Abnett, INJ Cobard, Simon Boland.
So Samuel Jackson, Bridget, and the old lady are grilling I forgot her name.
The blonde.
Anyway, the blonde, and it was revealed that she's IIA, and they're wondering, like, she's trained for IIA and HSD, so they're wondering how this interrogation is going to go. And she pretty much spills the beans. She says that she's been with them for working for 9 years, and the corporations behind them are totally against the migration because they like having people that are like consumers that are just basically trapped in the habitats and all that sort of thing. But whatever happened in that event made people go nuts, and so she okayed the shuttle going out there to investigate it, because nobody really knows what happened. People in the habitats near there turned on each other. They think that a lot of that weird sect activity is infiltrating this IIA organization, and it's getting dangerous. So they're kind of like looking to see what the HSD is doing as a see if they know anything that they don't. And then they talk about this fellow Denny Reardon, but he also goes by the name Leiden. They got to find out where he is and what he's doing, and the big dun 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 at the end is that he's on a date with Castaneda, and she gets the message from Bridget about him with a little base thing on her magical cyber arm, just while he's bringing the drinks.
Rock and roll. That's what he's doing.
So there's there's a lot. I mean, and this guy is drawn to look just like Doug McClure. So
Yeah, he actually does, doesn't he?
yeah. Well, I think it's the sideburns and the Doug McClure's in all those movies where he had it's A, the 70s, and B, he's playing some Irish guy in the turn of the last century. So sure, but yeah. So it's a great part 267 in my opinion.
Yes. Yeah, I like the way it opens up with the external look at the building that they're in on these servants. And then you have all the corridor stuff and deciding what they're going to do. That was quite nice, going into the room, getting a bit of a battle between the characters. And then I thoroughly enjoyed the final page where exactly what you just said, Rossy. She sends a message to her. It comes up on her sort of back of their wrist. And then as you're moving down the page, you see, she's with him. She's actually with the person she's being told is like the fucking suspect. So it's pretty good. I'm wondering if he saw it on her wrist, because her wrist is in such an open position when she's got it against her face. But you never know. But
hey, that's me.
Yeah, what am I doing on there? Well, yeah, she said, well, when I give myself a little rub off, I see your face.
It's one of those things. She's really smart and she's really capable, so she'll probably figure out some way to weasel herself out of that situation.
And she's wearing the sunglasses that the lass from the dropship did on Aliens before she got killed by the alien inside.
Oh, she'll figure out some way to kick ass out of that situation. It's
It's the best part 206 of Brink.
Yes.
Well, and the thing is, I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's half of it, more than half of it's people sitting around talking. And if you said that about any other strip where it's like, oh yeah, it's like 3 out of 5 pages or people just sitting in a room talking, somebody getting grilled in an investigation, it would be like that's an insult to the visual medium of comics. But it's like, nope. These guys have got it down. They handled the drama just well, and this would be like an amazing bit of cinematography if it was in a movie. So that's good all around. That's why it's despite the way it sounds when you say it out loud, it's routinely like at least the first or second best strip in the Prog. So.
All right, The Fall of Dead World, just as part 5, 6, 7. Keck W., Dave Kendall, and Simon Boland.
Okay, so they're talking to Jessica Childs, who has intel on the enemy.
Julia Childs.
It's not the Judge Childs, Jessica Childs. So she's like explaining to the Soviet guy and everybody else about this beyond the veil thing, which is where the dark judges came from, and that they're stealing their life force, and that's they want power and they want control, and that because they have all they were once human and have all the pettiness and failings, that's how they're going to be able to beat them. And she's holding this weird dagger looking thing. I'm not sure. I don't remember what that was or where it came from, but I'm sure it'll make sense when you read the trade. And then later, there's a character who introduces herself as a not military, but logistics organizer. And then there's a guy with a World War I Tommy helmet who he says he's chemical engineering. So they put them to work. Then they go into the room where all the experiments are. And the black guy who's the kind of running the sector house now demonstrates a space-time doorway. So it sounds like they're working their way up to the Judge Death story that we know. And elsewhere in Sector 11, Lady Eastwood Judge has her gun to Fairfax Judge's head, and he's like, well, what are you going to do? Kill me? I'm not really alive. And she's not going to forgive him. but that's okay because they both want Sydney death. There you go. So that one looks like it's ramping up to a conclusion of some kind too.
Yes, let's hope so.
Don't overstay your welcome.
I just want to actually have some stories that truly end, rather than just wait a year for the next book, and it's just like, fuck me. It becomes relentless, and then you just get fucking annoyed because you forget most of the characters' names, and as you've mentioned a few times, at least when they come back, give us a proper recap somewhere to say, like, this person's done this person's done this, because you're like, well, I can't remember who half these people are because it's so long. Whether that's because we're old people now and all the new readers.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Well, I
can't remember names anymore.
Well, it's not just me being an old fart who can't remember anything. I blame the streaming shows for this because they're the ones who kind of pioneered the whole. Well, maybe the NCIS shows too, but like TV kind of pioneered that whole. We're going to have like 20 people as main characters, and then we're going to split them off into side stories so we can cut back and forth between the commercial breaks, and that works for streaming shows. But I prefer comics that are just like, it's about 1 to 5 people, and then whoever the antagonists are, go, And now we've got, between this one and Brink, it's like, Jesus. How many names do I have, just in one prog alone, how many names do I have to remember? And then in the omelet, they've the ever expanding cast there too. So
yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the way it's like I say, it's finally actually getting to places. I love the colouring. You've got the really dark. It enhances everything on the pages. I love the facial expressions. There's nobody's got a clean cut sort of image to their face because obviously they're all haggard through all the experiences they're having. Just getting them all down. But yeah, it's brilliant. Love it. Just can't.
Do you think they'll try and transport the nuke through that scary vagina?
I hope so.
Yeah. Maybe.
Be like one of those. Did you ever get those timer? You know what they are, Flint. Those timer cartoons. Did you ever get them in the UK?
No, I don't think they had them in the UK.
You know what they are, right?
Time for timer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
that would be like
them in the UK.
That would be like a timer cartoon. They actually did a sex ed one, if I remember correctly.
Time for timer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Teach you to make a wagon wheel. Make a popsicle out of orange juice and a ice tray.
Do you think the character in the TVA show with Loki, the clock was based on timer?
No, because that would have been awesome.
There you go. All right. Nightmare in New York, Book 2, Part 6. Keck W., David Roach, Jim Boswell, and Annie Parkhouse.
Oh, man, this is me doing heavy lifting. Woo! So the comedy relief German guy who looks like young Frank Sinatra is
Fred Astaire.
Out of control. So they give him a shot in the neck, and he freaks out and sees all of his girlfriends laughing at him, and I can totally relate. And so
it's all your future wives.
Oh, I wish that it was that real. So I don't know. They're talking about the magic pull cue, and he was the one who was so the guy who got shot in the neck, he's a procurer. He got the magic pull cue. He brought him the golem. The red-headed ginger girl who's like supposedly the main protagonist recognizes him. He came to her house and apparently had some kind of elixir fanar that kept her mother young. But it turned out bad for her. She's a drug addict and a raving lunatic. And they remind us that her father was, the ginger girl's father tried to give her to Azazel. They carry off the guy who can burst into flame, but he only got his hands burnt, and he had like skeleton hands. The golem has a heart of gold, doesn't want to hurt the girl. And then they go on a tour of the rest of the Ripley's Believe It or Not place, where the elite pay top dollar to see all the freaks. And they've got the Jersey Devil, which they charge a little bit for. And then there's a silky mermaid girl who they charge more to see. And the mermaid girl uses her Aquaman fish powers to call to the men in the room. And there you go.
Yeah, what a mess. The artwork is even messier than last week. I mean, on page 2, it looks like that bowler hat is just glued onto the guy's head. It doesn't look part of the artwork at all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then the golem, his writing on his head disappears in one panel. It's not there. The sizes of the characters are so inconsistent. Like when the girl and the golem especially. I mean, he wasn't that big. I don't think he was that big last episode.
But wasn't his artwork always kind of like that? And we kind of let it go.
Yeah.
Or
it's really looking obvious now, don't it?
Has it gotten worse with age? Some of these guys, it's like, we're calling out some detail stuff that's like, but it's kind of like, I kind of remember the artwork always being like that. We just never were that picky about it. Or are they getting worse with age? That'll be a topic for another time. But you
get a lot looser when you get older, when you draw.
Okay. Because to me, it looks like
he's taking a lot of shortcuts. I don't think the script helps either. I mean, if he gets the script in, he has to figure out which character's standing where, because there's so many of them, and so he has to make sure the storytelling's right, and it's all over the place.
Well, again, you got like 20 characters.
Yeah.
So far with this one, it's like you almost.
So I can't blame him.
Right. It's like the ginger girl and the flame boy are supposedly the main characters, but then you got all these other characters and all these bad guys and the couple that took them in, and it's too much. It's like a TV or streaming show cast for something that you don't have that much time or space in a comic to develop all this stuff. That's why Dredd was awesome when it was just Judge Dredd, Bad Guy of the Week, or Nemesis the Warlock, Torquemada, and a half dozen side characters. And, now it's like, again, that's also what writing for the trade gets you, because you take the 3 arcs, you put 3 arcs that appeared over 3 years with like 6 months, 9 months, a year in between each arc. And when you're reading the Prog, you're expected to remember all of that, plus all of the details of the story. But in the trade, it doesn't matter. So,
well, you can tell that David Roach doesn't use a tablet to draw. He's very old school.
Oh yeah, how can you tell?
The blacks.
Oh, okay.
To see that on the first page, it's kind of a little blotchy. The black.
All these characters are white. What are you talking about? The golem?
and then all the black areas that he's you can tell that's ink.
Oh.
And even on the last panel with Gollum, you can tell because the black ink. Yeah, so you can tell he's old school, which is good.
Well, I like it more than you guys do, just because it's just a crazy dump for wild ideas.
Dump is the word.
Yeah, I mean it is. It's a dump for wild ideas, but I
meant
2000 AD is
kind of.
Well, 2000 AD kind of has gotten away from getting too wild. It's been very safe. Like a lot of the news stories have been very Netflix concept friendly, and this one is just kind of like wild. So I'll give it. I mean, if they wrap this one up and they never brought it back, I'd be okay with that. I actually hope that they don't do more with it once this one wraps up. But reading it from issue to issue, I'm like, it doesn't. It's not a pain in the ass, which is like not exactly high praise, but but like I said, I like it better than you guys do.
Yeah, Jim Boswell on colours is excellent as well. He did a great colour job. What do you think, John?
Mhm.
I do not care for this.
Mm.
It just feels out of place in the prog. And I've seen other people saying Dread's been like horror stuff for 2 years. It's like, why are we just not having the normal stuff? That's what kept 2000 AD alive for all these years. Yeah.
Yeah, because horror sells.
Yep. All right. Last story. Granderson, Side Division, The Void, Part 6, Liam Johnson, Rob Richardson, Rob Steen.
While Anderson is battling the beast, Nash has let one of the dog beasts bite her arm, but she somehow kicks it in the jaw and then starts to properly engage all three of them. By now, Anderson has had the mind beast figured out as it lets on that he enjoyed being in the boy's mind for so long, savouring it, but it couldn't resist all the other minds out there. Anderson realises that it gets its sustenance from memories, just like a parasite, and she, along with the other minds, stamps on it. She then finds Nash and fires an incendiary round at the three beasts. They get blown up, but not Nash. Weird that. Anyway, they head off again with the kid at a gallop.
Wow.
Talk about filler and pointless story, and the artwork is just not good. Like I said, we said before, it's good. He's a decent artist, but not on this. I mean, the last panel of the running looks so fucking awkward.
Yeah.
The kick that the judge gives the dog is such an awkward panel too. I mean, everything's like Anderson's face changes each panel. I mean, they're like, what are those toys that they have for kids, Rossy, little kids, that the Weevils? They have no legs.
Oh, like, the Weebles wobble.
Oh, the Weebles, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they look like. Anderson and all the judge, like fat bottom girls. They make the rockin' world go round. I mean, they're just, yeah. It's
she's in her 60s, 70s.
Well, it's not just her; it's the judge as well. Like you look at page 2, the third panel down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's just, and then the fifth panel down. I mean, it's just the artwork is not suitable for the strip at all, and the strip is horrendous.
Yeah,
it was a waste of time. It's like 6 parts for them to stomp on the big bad, the final game boss, and
that's supposed to tie into the omelet, which doesn't look as if it does.
It's just so weird, isn't it? Like you say, the kicking the dog looks like it's somebody else's leg. And how does she kick the dog in the jaw when the dog's jaw is wrapped around their left elbow? And then you've got that bit where the other dogs have surrounded Nash on the 4th page, top right panel. They're actually surrounded there. Why are they all sitting back? You know what I mean? There's food there waiting to be ripped to pieces.
Well, not just that. When she shoots the highly combustible, whatever it is, that should have blown up the judge as well.
Yeah. But she somehow does a weird jump from the laying down position. You know, it's like, what the hell? Are you forgetting what you've drawn in the previous panel?
It's probably a mixture of the artist and the writer.
But the old big dildo still visible because on the final panel there is in the background.
I wonder if Gordon Rennie reads this and goes, "What the fuck are you guys doing?"
Nah, what he does, he reads it and goes, "I wish I could write like this."
Oh, I doubt he reads anything that he doesn't write.
Oh, yeah, this is horrendous. Oh, well, what you gonna do?
That's right. When the boys come for you.
What was your favourite?
Mine, The Fall of Dead World. I constantly say I just love everything about it. It sometimes has little mistakes in and things like that, or jarring things, but it's the only story that I want to end so I can then go, right, so that's what it really gets an ending. But I want to see the ending, you know what I mean?
Well, it's like somebody should tell them. I think they do this to keep it open. So if it's that popular, you want to keep it going and going and going. But Uncle Pat had a talent for coming up with an ending to that 9-part story or 12-part story. And then you just but leave it open enough, like the main characters don't die or you don't necessarily kill the villain, so you could pick it up from the next one however many months later. So but nobody does that anymore. It's just like the exact same cliffhanger that you saw in part 8, you see in part 9, which is supposed to be the end of the story, and come back in a year or however long it takes us to do the next 9 parts. And so anyway.
Yeah, I'm going for Dead World 2.
I'm just going to say Brink because I admire how technically good it is. But I would say Dead World. I could go for Dead World 2.
Yeah, I mean, Brink, technically amazing, but it's in the wrong thing. And like I constantly say, if it was brought in a big fucking collected edition at the end, I'd get it because it's fucking, and then I'd be able to read it in one big hit and read it so it flows. You know what I mean? This weakliness is killing it, which is the exact opposite to the Deadwell one, because the Deadwell one you got it's building up to that big crescendo. You know, it's very slow to begin with when all the little bits and bobs were happening with all the characters, bringing them slowly together. Now they're all together basically in the sort of same areas, and now we're building up to that one big thing. And I just want that one big thing to be like, even if they do like, which they won't do, like fucking a 3-episode thing in the prog, and just really go for it and just push it so it has this amazing ending. If you did it like, so there was Dread, then it was that story, then it was another story, then it was that
Rogue
story
Trooper.
twice.
Stick Rogue Trooper in there another time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Anything to say before we hit the road?
Oh, yes, there is. So there I was the other week on Facebook, and a person who I've always thought was a Walter Mitty, and anyone who doesn't know what Walter Mitty is, they say they're in the they were in the military, but I never find any pictures on their page. I look and think, I wonder what they, even if you got just some pissing about. I think I've got one with me laying down on a field with all my kits spread out my bag, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's always pictures, even on all my ex-military mates. I go on their pages and there's a picture and I go, oh, yeah, I remember that. Anyway, so Paul Deadeye is this gentleman's name, and I sees him put something up in reference to collecting, and he says he can't collect because he lives in a 2 up, 2 down flat, he says. And I'm thinking, well, that's not a flat, is it? A 2 up, 2 down. And then he goes on about loads and loads of things about, this, that, and the other, stop them doing that, and disability and this and that, and so I replied saying, I said, look, I left the military, I made sure I got a job to pay the mortgage. It didn't, I wasn't bothered what it was going to be to pay the mortgage, to get a house, to pay the mortgage. I said, I've got a disabled son. You don't let things sort of stop you. Anyway, then he starts to type out this reply where he says he now lives in a fucking semi-detached house, so not a 2 up, 2 down flat, and he starts to contradict the stuff he'd already said. So I am writing my reply, but I can't reply. So I keep going back. It takes me back to his reply, and I can't reply. So I thought, I'm going to have to screen grab this because there's something strange going on here. Because if I want to reply and I eventually can get through, I need to know what I'm replying to again. So I screen grab it, refresh the page, and I've been blocked. I can't even see him anymore. He's not even on. If I put his name in, it's not there. But I feel as though I'm one of the many people who've caught him out on one of his many lies, because he is the biggest Walter Mitty out there. He contradicts everything that he says. He forgets who he says it to, but I see lots and lots of stuff.
He's had so many jobs that last that you think he lived 200 lifetimes.
Oh, yeah, and if you've done something, it's 10 times worse what he's done. But, yeah, I'd like to say, perhaps because I don't cry my eyes out on the web about Sam and how hard it can be, because I just get on with life. I'm a believer in you whatever the cards are given to you, if you've got something. You know, I've always said it, I don't watch anything on the news about children because I find it fucking horrendous. You know what I mean? When perverts and do all that sort of stuff and shit or whatever. But people, no problem. You know, I can watch the news, and if somebody's got some horrendous thing, I fucking feel sorry for them. But they're no relation to me. So in the big scheme of things, you know what I mean? If either of you or your loved ones got something, I'd be fucking mortified. You know what I mean? I would really be sad. But stuff on the news and stuff, yeah, I can follow the emotions for that few seconds because they lay it on thick. And that would be it. I've forgotten about it. Unless it's something I want to fucking do a video of and send to you, which I do many times on our news. Yeah, I just find it very interesting that when certain people put things down, it's just like you do realise that we've seen all your other posts beforehand, and this contradicts many of the things you've said. You know, the old, when you're weaving that spider's web, you make sure you fucking know where all them fucking strands are, because there's too many lies. And I caught him out, and that's why I believe. Because my reply wasn't horrendous. I was just saying, look, I have this situation in my life, but I've managed to do this, and this. It's a case of just get on with it. And then to block me straight afterwards, you know what I mean, I just find very strange. But I'll speak my mind. You know what I mean? You're a Walter Mitty, mate, and I'm sure this will get back to you. You know what I mean? You're just full of bullshit. I bet you've never been for the forces. I bet it's all fucking made up. And I hope you put a picture on your page now that you've done with AI to show you looking like fucking Rambo or something. You know what I mean? But I'm quite open with what I did. I don't say what I did on everything, but I'll say what I did on exercises and things. But I tell everyone, I'm not hiding anything. But when you have nothing on your page, but you fucking constantly going about it in every other fucking conversation, it's very strange. Anyway, I'm glad to be deleted by Walter and his mittiness, because it was quite strange watching all his lies come out. And apart from that, we're going off to see Jesus Christ Superstar this weekend, me and Carolyn. Off to see Sam Ryder at the London Palladium on Friday. And I checked on the old hotel you're booking in.
Does he wear a bra?
I hope so. Now, it's bad stuff to film it when you're in there, but you're allowed to take pictures when they do the curtain call. So that's when you'll see a picture of him pop up from the 4th row, which cost a fucking bomb. But anyway, so the hotel, our booking thing is it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon you can get in. So I intend to get the train up with Carolyn, and we're going to get through that fucking door 1 minute past 3 and get as much time as I can in that hotel. I will have pictures of me in the strangest of outfits. I've already started packing stuff. You're going to fucking love when I start posting this. There's a bath in the middle of the room, which is a freestanding bath with lights going up the side. I intend to be in... I'm taking my Union Jack shorts up and my St. George's Cross new pair of shorts up. I will be taking pictures galore in there. Well, Carolyn will be. I'm going to be tortured now. I've said to her, look, for the first hour, you will be taking pictures of me posing all over the place. And we're going to do, this is my crib, as we go into the room. She's like, oh, you know I'm terrible at filming it. I said, don't worry, I would have a fucking scream. And then we'll go out and have the meals and all that. And then the next day, we've got a full day in London, and then the evening for the show. And then we'll end up being on the rooftop bar and the restaurant and all this. 3 Michelin, the chefs had 3 Michelin stars, and he's in the restaurant. It's a rock and roll hotel. I shared the link with the lads. They could see what it looks like. It looks fucking awesome. We're staying in a junior suite, so it's looking pretty nice in there. So I'm looking forward to that. So it'll be good fun. The only thing is we've had to tell Sam, look, Sam, we won't be able to answer all your messages all the time because we're going to be out and about doing stuff, but we'll do messages when we can. And then because it's Carolyn's birthday on Sunday, couldn't get a showing, couldn't get the tickets for Sunday, so we got there on Saturday. When we leave, we've got to get back to the house, get in the car, pick up Granny, go down to see Sam, so then we can go out for a meal on Sunday evening. So because Carolyn was going, it'll be the only time I've not seen him on my birthday. And I'm like, fucking hell, you wanted to see Jesus Christ in London? And I'm like, because we've got to put the car in to get that. And now I know exactly where the leak's coming from in the car, which is another thing. And I was going to get the car put in on the Friday, so we'd have it by the Monday, it'd be okay. But she's like, I want to see Sam. So I'm like, well, I'll put it on the Monday then when we get back. So it's a full-on weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. So some pictures and stuff. But the car had that coolant leak. Now, I was at work and I was just about to leave, and another lad who I know was driving in, and he wanted to get my space because he goes, "Oh, you're leaving, John?" I said, "Yeah, I'm just going to check my coolant because it's fucking leaking." And he goes, "Ah, I'll tell you what that is, mate." Because I said, "Oh, it's some in the footwell." He goes, "Oh, that's the fucking electrical matrix." And I'm like, "Oh yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I had one of them." He said, "And that's what it is." So you just when you go blah blah blah. So anyway, I fucking looked online. So I drove off. He got my space. Drove off. Got home. Got on the phone. No, it fucking has to be. That's the symptoms exactly what he said. So when I went down to the garage, our garage, I popped in. I said, "Oh, because since I was last there properly, we've got the different car." So I went and I said, "Blah blah blah." I said, "I'm going to say what I was told. I know as mechanics you probably think, oh, he's another one of those." I said, "Blah blah blah." The person said this, and he goes, "Oh, is it this? Is it your car this?" I went, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, okay, no problem." And I thought, well, that's easy. Then at least they know exactly where to go straight away. You know what I mean? So that'll be done quick. So got a full-on weekend, and then I've already booked my holidays for the festivals next year. The Blue Reef Festival and also the Made of Stone Festival. So I've got my things in my files where it's all signed off. So, and I was telling to somebody else, I said, "Oh yeah, put me holidays in for like a year away from now." And he goes, "What, a year?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "And when the fucking flights come up that I can do for Route 66, as soon as them come up, I do my letter to the boss to say I need 3 weeks off or 3.5 weeks off for that." I said, "I put them in straight away. Then you're covered." I said, "All these people are leaving to the last minute," and they go, "Sorry, mate, you can't have that time because it's already fucking booked up fully." I said, "Fuck them. They're idiots. You do it as soon as possible." You know what I mean? So I'm very happy with the way things are going, and life is fucking great. So now I'll probably die. We'll probably get murdered or mugged by some fucking illegal immigrant up at London. It'll be on the news. Fucking John wearing
no
his Union
person
Jack
is
shorts.
illegal.
He'll go, "John's wearing his Union Jack shorts and 3 Afghanis came towards him and he went, 'Remember the Gulf!' And we had a massive fight and we all got stabbed each other there." But it's
and then Jesus will go, "Why?" And then he'll raise you from the dead.
Oh my God,
you'll be like Lazarus.
It's going to be fucking awesome, I tell you. I'm just glad the temperatures can go down a bit.
That won't happen because he's got no soul.
That's right.
Oh, that makes it even easier.
He'll be zombie John.
Animate the body.
Between the hotel and the London Palladium, I have found a place that does yucca fries, which are the fries that we had in Albuquerque, which were delicious. And so I've said to Cowan, "We're going there for a meal."
Cultural appropriation, Rossy, disgraceful.
I know.
Yeah, and I hope there is loads of sombreros and shit like that in there.
Those fucking English mariachis. What the mariachis?
You cannot beat a Do you know what? The other day, you'll love this. So I'm out in the kitchen, and what I normally do when I'm in the kitchen is I don't make food apart from my spaghetti bolognese, but I'm normally doing my sandwiches and things like that. If I haven't told Carolyn to make them, because that's what a man's job is, to tell the woman what to do.
Right.
That's right, Mr. Ross. That's why you're
tell Carolyn's not.
That's why I don't have a stove, because I don't cook. I just put in the microwave.
Okay. So I put the
I
phone
don't cook. I nuke.
Yeah. So I put the phone on the side, and then I go into. Let me just get this so it comes up properly, so I'm not getting it wrong. I go into YouTube, and on the phone it'll give you 6 shorts as you scroll down. Then normal videos are like 15 minutes long and 12 minutes long, but it gives you 6 shorts. And currently on my 6 shorts, these are the things. So there's a hound from Game of Thrones doing a scene. There's something about some food. What's that say? Steak racist? Then this shows you what I watch. Then I've got another one from the Guardsman on Warhammer. Then I've got Race Bait that gets called out. Then I've got another Game of Thrones, and then I've got a lion reunites Gilliman from Warhammer. So I'll just touch one of them and it'll play. Then I'll touch the next one and the next one while I'm doing my stuff. So Carolyn hears lots of stuff about Game of Thrones and Warhammer. But one day I decided to have a mariachi tune on. And then I just went from mariachi to mariachi to mariachi. And Carolyn was in the front room. She went, "Are you just going to listen to mariachi all the time you're out there?" And I said to her, you can ask it. I said, "I'm just doing this to think of Rossy out in America." And it was just, honestly, it was just song after song after song. Oh my God.
I wonder what that playlist was.
Oh, well, it was like predominantly women singing.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first one that came up when I did mariachi, whatever. I think
Right.
I think I did like traditional mariachi,
Mm-hmm.
and then we had a one where it was a woman and all the band were in, apart from a couple of men. But then it was a mixture, you know. I mean, men, full on band of like 20 people. So you had different depths to the music, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I fucking have a good laugh with that because I just fucking, I know it's torturing her from the kitchen because she's like, I know more about Game of Thrones and Warhammer, and I've never watched either of them. I know all this stuff because it's in my friggin' head.
Right. It's in there subliminally.
That's it. But it's just hilarious because they're short, so you're like 30 seconds to 60 seconds. They're done in such a way that you get lots of information in a succinct way, rather than watching a 12-minute or a 20-minute thing where it's like, fuck me, I knew you'd wait till the end to tell me the fucking thing you were saying in the fucking headline, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's all good. But like I say, we just live life and just enjoy it all, you know what I mean? For instance, she got me one of my Christmas presents when we were down Folkestone on the weekend. When Folkestone is full of artists, right? Lots of beautiful sunlight there, so a lot of artists love the sunlight on the coast. So the sun is
government scroungers, Rossy is what we call them.
Yeah.
That's right. And so we went in one of the shop. It was closing down for a few weeks. Went in there. The woman had loads of stuff she'd done, and she did this one. I'm just going to get my picture up on my phone. I'm not going to show anyone the picture until I get it at Christmas. And she said, I thought she did other things. I thought, what would Andy Warhol have done if he was in the UK? So instead of the packets of crisps, all different, the soup or whatever it was, I've got one of my foods that I've always eaten through the army and through even now. Carolyn's going, I don't know how you eat that when you don't even like what the contents are, and I'm like, because I've eaten it before I knew what the contents were. But so I've got that, and it's in Sam's bedroom at the moment, waiting to go up in the attic. But it's fantastic. So that was like, right, we'll have that. And I had a picture of her holding it with me. Because I asked her, I said, so all of this in here is yours? And she went, yeah. But it was lovely stuff. She does these ones where there's like books on a shelf, but every title is a weird sort of title. You think you know what it is, but there's a slight play on it. And one of the books will draw you in, then you start to see the rest. But it's things like that. But yeah, so got that. So it's and then on Friday, was it? I bought Carolyn 3 expensive bits of clothing from this fashion shop in the town. Luckily, they had a sale on, so I saved a fortune as well. So I've got this amazing
You
dress.
can't save if you don't spend.
That's it. So we went in there and they said, because we've been there a few times and got stuff, and I seen this lovely top where you could wear it with your jeans and a summer festival top. So I got her that. Then I saw this black dungarees, which I think she said need to be taken up by an inch. So I'll take them to my tailor and get them taken up. But I saw this fucking dress. It was awesome. It was, I can't even describe it. It was like a dress with an extra different material at the front, where you think you would open the dress and you'd be completely naked underneath, but it's not. It's weird. So she's taking that this weekend. Whether we wear it, whether she wears it or not, depends on what we're going to do. You know what I mean? But she'll have a load of stuff in the thing. But like she goes to me, I've got all these things. I said, yeah, but you don't buy anything for yourself apart from like a pair of jeans or a top for work. I said, all these things I see, and then I go, I think you look good in that. I think you look good in that. Like, try them on and we'll see. But yeah, it's just nice to get things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because obviously there will come a time when we're not allowed to have things because the Labour government will have us all in chains. You will work for the collective.
Your smart TV and your smart refrigerator and your smart toaster and your smart blender will tell you what to wear.
That's right. Before you leave the house, make sure you've done this. Fuck off the lawyers! The only I'm just trying to think. No, it's just like just want to fucking enjoy life, you know what I mean? Because I joke with on the deaths, but you look at some of the ages and you're just like, fucking hell, why did you die at that fucking weirdly young age? You know what I mean? It's just like, your time's up. But if you get to a stage where you're absolutely fucked and you're lying on the bed, you're just waiting for death to claim you, and you just think, I don't want to sit there. I don't want to lie there and go, I wish I'd done something. You know what I mean? If I can't afford to do it, it's different. You know what I mean? If I can't do this and because of whatever, different. I mean, like when I was in the army, I tried to do the diving course. I did everything, but I couldn't do the depth. I blew my eardrums. I knew I would, because I can't go to the depth in the swimming pool. When I did the dive from the top board, I couldn't get to the bottom of the pool because my eardrums would play up. But if I didn't attempt that in the army and blow them, and the doctor at the time said, what is wrong with you fucking army blokes? You come here and half you blow your eardrums sort of thing, or you perforate your eardrums. And I'm like, I said to him, look, if I didn't do it, if I didn't attempt it, in the back of my mind, I was just thinking, why didn't I go for it? You know what I mean? So if you don't do these things, you'll never know. So that's why when we come to America, I want to do Route 66. I want to experience the thing that historically people did, Grapes of Wrath, fucking people escaping the Dust Bowl, everyone travelling across that specific route to go west to see how shit California is now and pay the extra prices. But I want to just fucking see something that I've seen all the time and be able to laugh at everybody on the route by saying, you all say route, but you sing Route 66. What's fucking wrong with you? True, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it could be that America kicked your ass and they can say whatever the fuck they want. And you have to put up with it.
I've got something for you now.
Here we go.
Are you ready? You can tell how free a country is if they can cross the road at any place on the pavement. I can cross any time I like. If you're forced to stop and cross at crossings only, you're in a fucking terrible dictatorship. What do you think about that then?
This is from a country that locks up people for posting memes.
Do you know what? I thought that the other day. Me and Cameron started laughing because we were crossing the road and she went, oh, Flint and Marnie can't do this. And I went, you're right.
Well, actually, I can. I can in Arizona. You just can't do it in New York.
Oh, dear.
It depends on the state and city.
I thought you were going to say you can go to your front door and cross the street if you want. And I was going to say, there's no fucking houses opposite you yet.
It's in New York City. I think that's a law, but they changed it.
Have they?
They changed it. You can walk across now.
Well, I'm not going to test it in case you're winding me up. And we
no, I'm not winding you up. They changed it.
Hello, is that
the reason they don't allow it in New York is because you'll get hit by a car.
Yeah. I'll be ringing up from a cell. You've got one phone call, Mr. Vadis. Flint, you fucking blind bastard.
Yeah, they. I know that there was an incident a good few years back, where a diplomat tried to cross the street to go to the UN building, and a police officer tackled him. Yeah, because he didn't know. It's. I think that's a New York centric thing. I don't think it's anywhere else. Yeah. There you go.
Yes.
Just keep posting your memes.
That's it. I will. I'll do loads when I'm in America next year because they can't get me.
Yeah. Oh man, what a world we live in.
I know you couldn't.
All right, you got anything to say, Rossy? Sorry, John.
No.
What did you say?
No, I'm just laughing at John.
I just said you couldn't make it up, could you? If you went back 10 years and said what's happening now would happen, people would think you were a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah. I mean, the fact that we're talking about biological men becoming women.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy shit. But there you go. Anyway. All right. On that bombshell, I'll stop recording.